Hello and welcome to Grumpy Gamers. You're here this week with Ben, and alongside me I have Eddie.
Hello.
And Kirk.
Hello.
And also, guesting again, we have Donnie.
Hello.
Welcome back. Only a few weeks.
I know. Thank you for having me again.
That's all right. It's good to be here. Now, Pete's not here this week.
Yeah, I know. And I was going to say, you don't have the same enthusiasm. You don't.
Yeah, it was quite bad, wasn't it, Kirk? Yeah,
It was
totally
very
agree,
bad.
actually, mate.
Sorry,
Yeah.
hang on a sec. Pete's not enthusiastic. He's probably the
No,
least enthusiastic.
he totally
people
is.
in
I
this
don't
place
know.
as well.
Hello.
Hello and welcome
bit
to
bigger
Grumpy
than that.
Gamers.
Yours was like a casual hello, like it's a Radio 4 show about the Cold War. Like, that was that. Like, hello and welcome to... Pete goes, hello! You know, like, at least his is
No,
good.
Yes,
Eddie,
he does.
you're romanticising that. He does nothing of the sort.
Pete
I'm
is
on
really...
Team
And
Eddie
he
here, by the
never
way.
clicks. He never
yeah.
clicks his mouse during an episode.
You're a guest. Don't side with the powerful. Make it equal people.
You've done the right thing, Donnie.
Right,
You've done the right thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless, Pete's not here because I changed the day of recording, so it's not his fault, actually, so we can't even blame him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You went...
Well, technically,
Is Sunday
technically you can.
okay? No, I can't do Sunday. How about Monday? Nah, I can't do Monday.
can't do
No
Monday.
reasons for either. Just nah. So
You didn't want to do Tuesday because he's going on all those dates.
Oh wow, bit of a harsh dick. Jeez.
I was out of the shadow. Kirk is carrying on from a couple of weeks ago when he was a right little...
Yeah.
He was a right
really.
one, wasn't he?
TK Maxx.
He's good. Well, I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
Was that a you don't have a girlfriend on Valentine's dig? That's like the oldest kind of dig of all time.
He sounds like the lucky one out of all of us, to be perfectly
Yes,
honest.
I know. Jesus Christ.
Right, moving swiftly on. Same order of, as usual, news, new releases, what we've been playing, which includes Hogwarts Legacy this week.
Yes.
And our feature is going to be on the Nintendo Direct from last week, so we're going to be recapping that one. So look forward to that. But let's start with the quick news. So Tears of the Kingdom, the new Zelda game, it looks like it's going to be the biggest Switch game to date in terms of size. It's 18.2 gigabytes, which is still like very small in comparison to... and I think it's when I've written that's biggest Switch game, I think that's biggest like Nintendo published Switch game, because I'm pretty sure like the NBA games or something were like 30 gig or something. I don't think they gave a shit about space. But dwarfed by any game on PS5, etc. But
What is the capacity?
the standard Switch, I believe, Donna, you may know, I think it's like 30 gig standard Switch. I think they might have increased it slightly on the OLED, but you have to get an SD card really.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, like I think I've got like a 250 or something SD card. So
Right, I see. Cool.
and they're really cheap now. When the Switch first came out, they were fucking expensive, which is a nightmare. But Sonic Frontiers, good game. Also sold 2.9 million units worldwide, which I actually think
It's not bad, actually.
It's not bad
Good
considering
going,
all that popping and the general,
Sonicness.
reputation
Yes.
that Sonic has. But
Yeah.
it's pretty decent. Although it is across all platforms basically. So
it is.
That's-
Yes, you would expect it to do fairly well. Sonic's a huge kind of franchise, but this game was good.
oh yeah, no, I agree. I enjoyed my time with it. So
Yeah, return to form. So I really need to go back and complete that, which I didn't. So, but I was actually thinking about going back to it the other week during that kind of limbo period before Hogwarts came out, but I did not.
thanks for that information.
Season 2 of Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. They're adding 2 new maps, the 2 new 6v6 maps, but they're actually just older maps from old games, which is a little disappointing for I think a lot of people who are fans of the multiplayer, and they're wondering what the fuck did they pay for in the first place. I think the focus is purely Warzone 2 now.
Yeah, that's what people are saying. Yeah.
Yeah, putting loads of changes in. We've talked about that weeks gone by. Loads of changes coming in. I'm a bit worried that they're going to undo a lot of the good work that I think they've done, changing to Warzone 2.
Yeah, totally agree.
But the new season's out on the 15th, the day of release of this podcast, so Wednesday. We'll be playing it. Eddie, are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
See what
I don't like
they
the changes, but yeah. I like.
Yeah, some of the changes are all right, but yeah.
See what it's like first. I mean, it may play out better in general. Like once you get used to it, or you might not. You just have to wait and see.
Could do. I just feel like they've responded to the fans, and maybe that's what you're supposed to do. But I think a lot of fans aren't willing to change, and I really like what they've done. Yeah. What do you think, Kurt? Do you think Warzone 2 is better than Warzone 1 in terms of how it works?
I think personally, I've been enjoying my time playing it, especially with you guys. It's just, I don't know. I think I do prefer Warzone 1, but I think that's just because I hold better memories for it. Like
of Verdansk. I mean, Verdansk
in general. For all intents and purposes, we knew that map like the back of our hands, but then we did put in a fuck ton of hours, didn't we? So
too many,
I think, maybe too many. But other than that, I don't know. Warzone 2 is what it is. It's still Warzone in general, but it's just the new map, and
I think because Warzone came out of nowhere, one I should say.
Yeah,
I think that's always gonna be better than anything that comes after it, because although I think Warzone 2 gameplay is better, and I am really enjoying it, it's just when we all jumped on Verdansk for the first 3 months to be fair, 3 months to 9 months, it was the best thing we've ever played.
It was
the most
special.
fun we've ever had. It was special.
Yeah.
It was special. Well, we know what Warzone is now, so don't get me wrong, the first time I played Warzone 2 with Ben and Jack, I loved it. I loved the graphics, everything about it, and then DMZ, I was loving it, but it still didn't hold the same. Holy shit, we're all having this much fun on a game together.
It's just much of the same rather than something fresh, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I don't think anyone can hold a flame to Warzone 1, but that's not against Warzone 2. I think they've made some really good changes, and that's what's upsetting about making these recent changes. Is it's almost like they've given in. They had this vision, they had this kind of aim, and they've gone away from it because a lot of people are moaning. And I don't think people are moaning because it's bad decisions. I think they just don't like change, and they should just get used to it. And I feel like Activision should stick to their guns. But hey, I guess people go where the money is, I guess.
That's it.
Could say it better myself. Yeah, good stuff. Next one, along with Atomic Heart, which is in the new releases for today, so spoilers for that. But that's the heavy hitter coming to Game Pass. But I also spotted, Eddie, that Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord is coming to Xbox Game Pass, which is cloud, console, and PC this month.
Wow, holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's devastating for me because I spent like 60 quid on it. Wow. Yeah, that's devastating for me because then I've just, wasted 60 quid. But
yeah, I've recently bought it, so I also feel a bit aggrieved.
Yeah, but have you wasted the money? Because if you wanted to buy it because you love it, what's the harm in supporting it in that?
You're not wrong, Kirk. Not only am I supporting them, and they are one of the 3 developers that I always do support financially. For example, I bought Mountain Blade, Mountain Blade 1. Mm-hmm. What was it called? It was called something. Warband. That's it. On 2 consoles, even though I never played it on my Xbox. So yeah, you're right, Kirk. And I would have. There's no way I would have gone this long, without playing.
Yeah,
if you know
there's
what I mean.
No way you would have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Thank you, Kirk.
Good. Yeah, you feel better. I mean, I don't feel better about buying it a month ago, but that's fine.
Yeah, but Ben, I've chucked in like 1,000 hours, so I guess that's just.
You've got your money's worth.
Yes, I've got my money's worth.
Yeah, you're mate. You're all right, mate. That's what matters. Next up, this is following 3 weeks in a row. Developer Fantastic have come out and expressed their disappointment at what they say is called disinformation about the day before, and said that the game is not a scam.
When you need to come out and say your game isn't a scam, that's always a worry, isn't it?
Prove it.
They did. They released gameplay footage last week.
Prove it better.
What else do they have to do?
But it did look like shit.
It did. It looked like a scam. Yeah,
it did. It looked like you get those adverts for mobile games on YouTube. It looked like that.
Oh yeah. There's actually a big strategy game that's always exactly like this. Manor Lords. It's called Manor Lords, and everyone's going, this looks like a mobile game that you're trying to scam people into. So, yeah, keep an eye on that, because that could be a big scam as well.
They did say that I read the quotes. They said that we don't have a marketing department. Like, we're not great at our communication. We're working on it, and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I think they were just trying to basically. I think they're constantly trying to play down expectations. We're an indie studio. We are an indie studio. We don't know what we're doing.
Shit, that's a bit harsh. Wasn't Hogwarts Legacy developed by an indie studio?
It's developed by Avalanche, who hadn't. Well, they'd done Cars 3, hadn't they?
Portkey under WB, so it's not really independent, but
yeah,
not exactly known for their stellar games.
There you go. It's a good job. Hogwarts Legacy to pass shit. So.
We'll be talking about Hogwarts Legacy.
No spoilers here.
There's no spoilers here. Well, the next quick news is actually Hogwarts Legacy. So Hogwarts Legacy became the most watched game on Twitch ever, with 1.2 million concurrent viewers after launch.
Yeah, I saw this.
1.2
pretty big.
million.
Boycott's going well, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Boycott's fucking smashing
Yeah. Shout out to those assholes.
Boycott's killing it.
Oh yeah.
And the last one, the quick news. Forgot to mention last week that I think I did anyway. There's a 3-hour trial of Marvel Midnight Suns on Xbox and PS Plus Premium.
Do you think that's enough time to get people hooked into it?
I think it's a decent amount of time to see what the game's about.
Fair enough.
So brilliant game. If you fancy it at all, if you're partially interested in XCOM type combat, then and Marvel, then 3 hours. Give that one a go.
I very much am, Ben. And I love your chats about it. It sounds like it could be, if it wasn't for the silly Marvel people, I think I'd love the game. But how do you get this trial?
I think on Xbox, go to the Microsoft Store.
Yeah.
Go and search for Marvel Midnight Suns, and I think you can download the free trial.
Free trial button.
Yeah, there'll be a download, and I think you get 3 hours of it. On PlayStation, you have to have PS Plus Premium. And then I think it's the same.
I'm going to ask another question, and this is very important. How much is the full game? Because if I get hooked in that 3 hours, it's going to be a fucking expensive one.
Yeah,
depends what platform. I've seen it on PC. No, I've seen it on PC at far less. I've seen it on PC for like £30.
Oh, really?
I think it's had reductions in price.
Yeah, it was in the January sale on PlayStation, but.
I mean, you can get the. Oh no, sorry, that's the. Sorry, you've got the Series S, haven't you? So you can't have a disc.
Wow, weird dig there.
No, it's not. No, that's not a dig. That's not a dig.
No, fuck you, Kirk.
Okay, cool.
To be fair, I bet, Ben, you can. Did you play it on PC or did you play it on?
I played it on PlayStation, actually.
I bet it is actually quite a good PC kind of game, because the beauty about PC, they've got all these websites with all the codes and stuff, which means you can normally get a lot. You can find a cheap price for a game.
Yeah, CD keys or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I've got a couple.
Yeah, definitely a PC game, because it can be done with clicking. Yeah, absolutely.
I do all the clicking during the podcast. There you go.
I mean, PC version, just as an FYI from CD Keys, is $21.99 at the moment.
There you go. That's not a bad price.
That's a bargain, by the way. That is a bargain.
Yeah.
That's for the standard edition, not like the enhanced or whatever. But I don't know.
It's a bargain for a game that I put 45 hours into or something.
Yeah. Lovely. That means I won't feel bad about getting that free trial, because if it was like a nice 50-70 job, then.
Oh yeah, no, that's true, because then you could never follow.
I would hate myself, because I'd be hooked on the 3-hour trial and then I could never buy it.
And God forbid you spend full retail.
Holy shit, no.
Oh.
God forbid you support the developers.
No.
A story of things to come in about 5 minutes. Spoiler alert.
Ooh, spoiler.
What was it with this podcast and spoilers, man? Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know when.
Well, The Last of Us.
Yeah, those are spoilers, but like when Ben goes like, "Oh, it's in our new releases," spoilers like that. That's not. You can't spoil. People aren't going, "Oh, I can't wait to hear what's in the new releases." Oh, Ben's ruined it.
Some people are. That's exactly what some people are doing. I'd be like that.
What's Eddie's pick of the week?
I fucking love you, Eddie. Fucking love you.
Right, are we on to the main news? Because I think I'll go first, aren't I? Brilliant. Nintendo not planning to cut Switch price despite reducing sales. So yeah, Nintendo president, I'm going to butcher this, Shuntaro Furukawa
I think that's pretty good. That's good.
I think
That's not
pretty
bad.
good. Yeah.
That is not bad.
Lovely, thank you. Yeah, he addressed it in a Q&A question about the company's pricing strategy for Switch, and he said, as we continue the Nintendo Switch business over the long term, we have tried to preserve the value and prices of both hardware and software as much as possible. You know he's a big dog.
Preserve the value. Fucking hell.
Yeah, love it.
yeah.
We do not believe that policy needs to be changed at this point. I don't know if you guys know, but there's been a bit of pressure on Nintendo to cut the old price of the Switch. As sales were down 21% year to year. So that's pretty big.
Yeah, they're 21% down. They still sold 19 million units.
Oh yeah,
In like the sixth year.
When the PS5 shifted 13 and they're waxing lyrical, and you're still selling 19. There's, it's like
In like the last year of your...
we're doing
the last
okay
full year
here,
of your
guys.
console.
We're doing okay.
yeah, they're not doing bad. And I think recently they overtook two consoles on the most bought
did,
console
yeah.
of all time as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're not doing bad. But yeah, there hasn't been a price cut since March 2017.
Fucking hell.
Or as I've for some reason typed "buit," Furukawa is focusing on a new challenge. He said Nintendo Switch will soon enter its 7th year. Has sold over 120 million units, and we believe that it'll be entering uncharted territory in Nintendo's dedicated video game platform business. In this environment, it will not be easy to maintain hardware sales at the same pace as before. For this reason, our new challenge for the 7th year is finding ways to encourage users who are considering new purchases, replacement purchases, and additional purchases to pick up a Nintendo Switch. We believe that both new titles and evergreen titles can create opportunities for new users to purchase hardware.
Do you want to say purchase one more time?
Yeah, well, to be fair,
That's
it
a lot
was
of purchases, wasn't it?
this has been translated, so I mean, it reads like an idiot's reading it, but well, I'm an idiot, but that is translated, so you've got to take it with a pinch of salt.
With a pigeon salt.
A pigeon salt. A pigeon salt. Yeah, this saddens me a little bit, obviously, because I really want to. I've always wanted to have a Switch, and recently with my,
Which surprises me with your comments about the Switch. But, yeah.
well, yeah, not there is a lot of Switch
And
games
the
out
price
there.
of games.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The price tag on the Switch and the games, it saddens me because I really want to play them. There are games now and again that I think, holy shit, I think I'll absolutely love that. And I do like handheld gaming now, which has been a big change for me in the last 6 months. So, yeah, this saddens me, but what do you guys think? You're all fine? Ben, I'm
it's
looking at
selling
you
so
being a Switch
it's
boy.
selling so strongly. It's selling so strongly. I mean,
Yeah.
what do they think what do they think is going to happen? What they could drop is because they've got so many models. They've got the Switch Lite, they've got the Switch Standard, and they've got the Switch OLED. They could you wouldn't be surprised if they dropped the standard Switch price back.
Make
a
the
bit.
barrier for entry less. That's basically it, isn't it?
Yeah, and the Switch Lite coming down to like 150 or something, or 170. I don't know what it is at the moment, 200, I think. But you could drop it a little bit. But the thing is, they're selling so well, and people that are thinking about buying a Switch at this point, I wonder what their analysis is on price sensitivity on that. Like, do they really think if they drop the Switch price by 20 quid or something, do they really think that would impact consumer decision making?
Okay.
Maybe not, because Nintendo is so expensive.
Going from someone like who I've obviously got the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, I would love to have a Switch, but I am not prepared to pay the cost that it is now, especially with how far along into its life cycle that it is.
Agreed.
Every generation prior to this is always, maybe not with Nintendo themselves, obviously, but for the PlayStation and the Xbox, they bring out like new slimline models. They reduce costs for them, so they pass some of those savings on to the consumer, because the whole point is get the console in people's hands and then you can make more money back from the games. And we all fucking know that Switch games, they don't go down in price. They never have sales, and they're making a fucking killing from everything that they're doing with it. I understand that the console is going to continue to make the money, especially if the sales are not really dropping drastically, but get more people to have your console. There are still people out there that would want them, i.e. Eddie and myself, and obviously we get a cheaper console. We're going to buy some of the more expensive games because it's the only way we can play them. But I'm not prepared to spend £300+ on a console just to like with how long in its cycle it is. And I'll tell you what, the original Switch's like design is fucking dog shit now. It is so dated. Like it's ridiculous to look at. You could tell it's an old piece of tech now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think we have to look at it. I agree, and I think you're right, and that should happen. You'd expect that to happen. However, from Nintendo's standpoint, this is the first generation where they have not released a home console and a handheld. Now, in their mind, they have cannibalized their own market.
Yeah, that's
they have cannibalized their own market, and they are getting reduced sales. We can bang on about the Switch selling whatever, these amazing numbers. In their eyes, behind closed doors, they're going, we used to have a handheld, and we used to have our own console, and together they created like the value that, and I just don't think they want to relinquish that, because it's essentially the equivalent of reducing both prices later, like in previous generations at the same time. I don't know, like they've taken a big chance with this generation to just go one device.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And they've had previous years of success, and the 3DS was hugely successful. They've made a shit ton of cash, shit ton of money, and from an investor standpoint, I'm not sure it would make sense to be dropping too much value out of that.
I do wonder if part of their concern of dropping price, as you just mentioned, they've made a shit ton of cash, is if they fall over on the next generation of hardware, whatever it ends up being that they do, they've got... Especially
if they've got one console, yeah. If they're doing the same thing, then...
Obviously, look back at the Wii U and how that fucking flopped, like in comparison to the Wii. Obviously, they almost went bankrupt after the Wii U, didn't they? So they were lucky. They were lucky with the Switch being the hit that it was. But I wonder if maybe that is part of also the problem. Yeah, Nintendo doing great, but what about the future for them? Like that's unknown at the moment. So
yeah, and especially. Yeah, if they're still releasing big titles and then they release a new generation and everything's cross-gen, maybe they want to be in a position to charge a lot more for their next console. And if there's too big a disparity, and if they're still thinking cross-gen, then maybe that's what they're planning for. Donnie, what do you think on this?
I just think because they're still selling so many units, there's no incentive to drop a price. It's the capitalist world we live in, and I know Kirk made a good point about, like previously when PlayStation or Xbox brought out new consoles, they dropped the price, but the difference was they dropped price in units that were being delisted. So the PS4 Pro became the main PlayStation 4, whereas Switch brought out the OLED. They continue to make the normal one, and they still make the Lite. So they've got 3 SKUs all up for sale. It's like, they're still selling 19. I know you're saying, but me and Eddie would buy one. You're right, but you don't. But 19 million other people do. It's basically a 40% market share. There's no incentive for them to drop the price in the slightest. I think you'll only start seeing price drops when the Switch 2 or whatever it is starts to roll out. Then you'll see your discounts then to get the last of them. I mean, these things... Switches must cost about fucking £8 to make at this point. They're so fucking old. I could probably make one in my fucking shed, but it's just a juggernaut of a console, isn't it? And it's, I can't believe how well it's done, to be fair. And Nintendo must be fucking rolling in it, man.
Yeah, and I can understand your perspective, Kurt, that you wouldn't want to spend £300 on buying something that that they're probably going to announce a new console. And next year,
it's imminent.
They might have a new
isn't
console.
It? Let's be honest. So
I get that, but other people aren't thinking like that. So so the train rolls on. So Anyway, Donnie, what's your story?
Well, sticking with Nintendo, it was announced this week that Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom is listed at $70 in the US and £60 here in the UK. Pre-orders for Tears went live during the week, which obviously showed the price tags. And much to a lot of people's dismay, it obviously meant a £10 price increase for the normal Switch prices. And it's the first time a Switch game, not Nintendo game, Switch game, has retailed at $70 in the US and £60 here.
Donnie, you're forgetting Skyrim. Latest version of Skyrim on the Switch was $70.
Oh, there we go.
Published by Nintendo.
Yeah, true story.
Yeah.
Obviously, $70 following on from Sony and Microsoft's example. For me personally, this is a complete non-story. I know, obviously, Eddie, you've got your opinion, obviously, on full price games. That is fine. But for me, I can't believe we're complaining about 70 quid in this day and age for retail price of video games. 25 years ago, when I started gaming, I paid £50. My mum paid £50 for Final Fantasy VII. We paid £55 for Ocarina of Time. I think the price of gaming today is cheaper than it's ever been.
We had
regardless of how you look at it.
We had a feature on this about gaming.
Yeah, you did.
And it's one of these where it's crazy that, don't get me wrong, I think it's because of the way the market is and because of Game Pass that, 70 quid scares the shit out of me. But, I mean, you're totally right. There was a game that I found when me and my dad were clearing out the old house, and it was a helicopter game on the Sega Mega Drive. They were pretty good. I think there was, loads of them. One was jungle, one was desert.
Desert Storm, wasn't it? Is that right?
It was something.
Desert Strike.
That.
Desert Strike. That was
Desert Strike. That's it. You got it. And there was Jungle Strike and
great memory.
Anyway, it had one of those old stickers, that you saw, the funny shaped stickers, and it said £45 on it.
Yeah.
And I thought, fuck.
30 years ago.
Yes, back then that's 70 quid. Let's be honest, that's 70 quid. And you're totally right. I always moan about prices, but it is crazy with the amount of work that goes into them. And how much hours you get out of it as well.
Yeah. Thing is, Eddie, is that, don't get me wrong, everyone's got an affordability. There's people out there that spend 120 grand on new Range Rovers. Each to their own in terms of, I would never grudge someone saying, listen, I can't afford £70. I'll wait for sale. I wait for plenty of sales. But it's the suggestion that it's wrong to be £70. Fucking you, like you just said, you're right. I don't remember Mega Drive retail price. Obviously, I remember having various games. I don't actually remember what they cost. Thinking back now, but I distinctly remember PlayStation and I distinctly remember N64, and I'm positive Mortal Kombat on, I want to say SNES or even 64 was 60 quid. It wasn't even in the 50s. I'm like, for me, I just think there's major kind of full outrage here again with pricing the games. When you look at budget, and I said, don't get me wrong, I say, but they sell a lot more copies. They also cost 10 times as much to make.
100%.
The budget for Ocarina of Time, if you look at it, was about $12 million. That I would be stunned if Tears of the Kingdom costs less than between 80 and 100, and probably another 30 on marketing. So as well, those sort of things, they all kind of balance out as well. But listen, these companies are all here to make billions and billions at our expense, aren't they? But
and also the outrage that comes from this. I think Nintendo have now confirmed that their published games will all come at $70 and £60 now. Yep. But, it's like, where's your threshold? If I'm all in at 50 quid, I'm probably all in at 60 quid.
Correct.
And if I'm getting it from Smith's, I probably expect it to be 55. Anyway, I find those prices, you rarely actually pay those prices in my experience anyway.
Yeah, you shop to and base and things
exactly.
like that. In fact, straight away, Tears of the Kingdom, I think the pre-order on Shop 2, I think it's $49.99, so it's a $10
there we
straight
go.
away.
There we go. So it's almost a fake outrage in that respect, isn't it? Because it was probably always going to be that price, whether they put it $60 or $70 or whatever. You're still going to find it for a decent price if you want to. So. Same conversation as we're always having, and I agree with you. It's a bit of a non-story, really, just following a trend.
So why did we have it in our story?
Because people are talking about it, Kirk, and you know what we're doing? We're a podcast. I don't know if you realise. We're a podcast. We're talking about the news.
Jesus.
Yep.
That was defensive there, Ben.
It was. I like it.
It's about,
gotta come in strong, guys.
Your cage, mate. Jesus.
Gotta come in strong.
Out of his cage.
Right.
Is that a term?
Yeah, of course it is. He's like a tiger or a lion just trapped in a cage and he's fighting
I didn't
back.
realise I was... Yeah, it's right.
Okay.
Speaking of leaky defences, Kirk, your next story is...
Look
at that. Come on.
That's gross. Right, speaking of gross, though, so Activision Blizzard's CEO, Bobby Kotick, will absolutely remain if the Microsoft merger falls through. So this is reported by Eurogamer. Bobby Kotick, otherwise known as a fucking raging bellend, pervy piece of shit scum.
Predator.
Are you sure Eurogamer said this? I feel like Eurogamer is quite an objective.
They didn't say that last bit.
You know.
No, everything after Kotick was just me. Everything after Kotick was just me. But He is a prick.
That's what we hear as well. I mean, we don't know him personally, but that's.
But basically, it's been reported that he will, quote, absolutely remain as CEO of Activision Blizzard should the deal fall through for the acquisition by Microsoft. So it was thought that Kotick would stand down once the deal was finalised, but Fox Business reports that undisclosed sources, so we could take that with a pinch of salt because you never know with these kind of things, that he will remain as CEO. So the UK's Competition and Market Authority is the only regulatory body that really matters, given that it offers companies no legal recourse such as a trial. So that being said, confidence remains high that the merger will in fact proceed as planned. So just a little short thing here, because it's the fact that this sleazeball could remain as the head of Activision Blizzard.
He's going all in.
I know,
I like it.
TK Maxx today. I like it.
Yeah, boy.
Show us on the doll where he touched you.
I don't want to. We're still pending trial for that. Basically, it's just it's fucking horrific. If he does end up staying, it's just there's absolutely. You got to think about all these employees that have come out and have openly given like they've said about what's happened, allegations against him and other people that he directly oversees, and just the toxic environment that they have to be in. Yeah. And the hope is, if Microsoft buys them, that sure they kick his ass out, because obviously they don't want that kind of person leading the company, and that there would actually be a better working environment for these people to actually do the thing that they love, which is make games. And this is just if all of this does fall through, it's going to be so fucking sad for most people involved with it, directly. That is. What do you guys think?
I think we heard. Oh, sorry, Donnie, you go first.
I was just going to say, to be fair, that should be enough for the CMA to overturn this, shouldn't it? Really, okay, get this fucker out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's their motive.
We're done. Don't worry about Call of Duty, guys. Get Bobby out.
Yeah.
I think when we originally looked into this story, when it was all started out, it seemed that there was an incredible if Activision Blizzard actually got rid of him, there'd be some
didn't he
incredible
have a huge payout?
Yeah, got a massive
so
golden handshake.
Yeah, so I know this is a story that's come out this week, but or it's a suggestion anyway. This is what the belief is, but I don't think there's any other option. Like, I don't think they could get rid of him. I think
he wins either way, doesn't he? That's the sad thing about it. He's literally got his hand in every fucking pie going, so that he can't lose.
Yeah, I think that's the perception.
He just looks like such a prick as well. Just looking at his
face. We don't know him personally, but this is again, Kirk. That's you said your piece.
Wow.
Fucking, can we move on? He's making me sick.
Yeah, let's move on, but let's talk more about the Microsoft Activision Blizzard King deal.
Yeah,
we haven't,
because the CMA have released their provisional findings. So the CMA, who are the UK competition regulator that I think Kirk mentioned in his story, they published their provisional findings. It took them 5 months to do that investigation. And they've said that it could result in higher prices, fewer choices, and less innovation for gamers. So the CMA said that it found that buying one of the world's most well-known and biggest game publishers in Activision, etc., would reinforce Microsoft's position in the market. I assume they mean second place. And subsequently reduce the competition that Microsoft would face otherwise. It took them 5 months to come to that conclusion. We could have said that on day one, but that's fine. Got to earn your money. So the competition watchdog said it has written to the parties involved with a notice of possible remedies for addressing its provisional concerns, and has asked for a response by the 22nd of February ahead of the publication of its report on April 26th.
Not long, is it?
No, it's not.
In terms of how big this is, that's not a long time. I was thinking of fucking hell,
No, but you do your 5-month investigation, you release this report, and you go,
got 3 weeks to respond.
You got, yeah. Can you get back to us by Monday, please? What? But yeah, so it seems like it's concession time in some capacity. How that looks, well, I'll get into that in a minute from what people think. But in response, Microsoft's corporate vice president and deputy general counsel said, "We are committed to offering effective and easily enforceable solutions that address the CMA's concerns. Our commitment is to grant long-term 100% equal access to Call of Duty to Sony, Nintendo, and Steam," which we've covered before. And others preserve the deal's benefits to gamers and developers and increase competition, blah, 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 blah. 75% of respondents to the CMA's public consultation agree that the deal is good for competition in UK gaming. Supposedly, that's what Microsoft said. Yeah. Now, I read a follow-up story to this on gamesindustry.biz, and it suggested that this actually means the deal is probably close to approval. And from what we've just heard there, that would suggest that yes, they've got out there, they've suggested these concessions. Microsoft is saying, look, we're looking at putting some easily enforceable solutions in. So yeah, it actually looks like it's moving along. I've read in certain places like people say, CMA moved to block. Well, CMA were always going to come up with suggestions, etc. So I'm not sure it's that. But they also suggested on gamesindustry.biz that the CMA were actually getting out there in front of the FTC, which I think is the American.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Now the FTC haven't actually suggested what concessions should be offered out there. So it suggested that CMA have got out ahead of the FTC to gain bragging rights in getting Microsoft to agree to certain concessions first. The analysts that they spoke to said that instead of splitting up the business, they expect Microsoft to agree to a series of behavioral remedies, such as offering to keep Call of Duty on other platforms for X number of years. Exactly, what they've already said. So this all sounds like the deal to me is moving closer towards completion. What do you guys think?
Well, it all depends on obviously what conditions they come up with. I thought one of them was quite interesting. One of the suggestions from CMA was that they let the ABK deal go through, but Microsoft have to sell off Call of Duty.
Yeah,
which I thought was quite interesting because the devil in me said, well, back in November, Phil Spencer gave an interview saying they were more interested in the mobile side anyway. The part of me thinks, put your money where your mouth is. Not that, listen, that will never come to the table, but I just thought it was interesting they put that in there because I thought that's quite a big concession. It was not, because I've always maintained for me that what Sony wants is a condition that Call of Duty doesn't go on Game Pass. That it's always available at retail. That for me has always been their end game. And I that was just kind of my prediction. It's obviously, that's not what the CMA suggested. I thought it would have been that, any sort of talk of Game Pass was kind of omitted from it. Where it goes from here is,
Can you imagine if they actually did that though? They actually if they just split off Call of Duty and Call of Duty could just be its own thing, like
its own independent thing.
Yeah, like completely independent from Activision, Blizzard, APK, and Microsoft did want the mobile side of things because it's something that they could utilize in the future. And they would also acquire all the other IP bar Call of Duty, but they would still be getting a fuck ton for their money. But maybe that is part of their plan. Who knows?
That sounds like a catastrophe, though. I know they've suggested that, but let's just think about this for a second. So you sell off Call of Duty and somebody takes it on. Yeah. One, Activision have 3,000 developers.
Yeah.
So Call of Duty is going to go down in quality. Two, 3,000 developers now no longer work on that. So what happens to them? Like that seems like, to be honest, that suggestion for the CMA just seemed not only unrealistic, but it seems so detrimental to all the people that are working in this industry that are connected to this. Like that seems like such an ill thought out solution.
Yeah,
that seems disgusting to even think that is something that should be considered. Like that is really hurtful.
Yeah,
to so
who
many
are they
people
to suggest that's reasonable? I find it quite surprising as well.
That seems disgusting.
But let's also bear in mind that most of these these kind of like regulatory bodies don't have a fucking clue what they're getting into. Like they don't understand the ins and outs of everything. We don't understand the ins and outs of everything. So it's just because they are part of a government and they can basically wave it around and say, no, do this, do that, and because of X, Y, Z. That's all it is. So
Well,
they don't understand gaming, but obviously they understand. They understand markets and monopolies, and that ultimately is obviously what they're trying to protect. And the thing is that I got into a little spat with more people on Twitter because I always put the line.
Oh, that surprises me.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the line. Call of Duty will be beneficial on Game Pass, and when you say that, it stirs people. Of course, it will. And it's just, I get the CMA are here to do one thing. That's protect us, me, you, everyone here listening. And ultimately, I don't think anyone wants to get in a position where every game you buy is owned by one of 3 or 4 companies. The big 3 and then maybe Tencent. We never want to get to that situation where everything is bought up and swallowed. And it's an interesting, probably 15 years coming up. Especially when you've got, like so Ubisoft clearly wanting bought. Square Enix have suggested numerous times they're interested in being bought. So this could be the start of it, and it could be starting to lay the groundwork for what else happens elsewhere, Because, listen, see, if Tencent want to buy people, ain't no fucker stopping them,
Not gonna lie, I mean, it never stopped Disney from fucking owning half the world.
It took them a while to buy Fox, that I know,
but
a lot of year, and it wasn't easy.
Someone always owns somebody
money
else.
Talks. Yeah, money talks. Craig on Pure Dead Gaming says it all the time that too many people are getting too rich off of this for it not to go ahead. But it's just what conditions get signed to make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said that from the beginning. It'll go through, but
it'll go through eventually. Yeah.
I found the whole I found the whole thing a bit confusing because it's probably my ignorance, but to call something anti-competitive, we've said it a number of times, like. Absolutely. Like that is the entire
Ben's rant on anti.
That is the entire.
He's right. Ben is totally right.
I get
first
that.
time.
So,
I've got your back, brother. I've got your back.
But this time, they're doing another purpose. I just don't understand the purpose. So I'm not saying that you can't investigate and it might be bad, all that kind of stuff. I that's not for me to say. Yeah. I'm just saying the actual what they're communicating. The reason this is why people get. I think up in arms about these types of things because it's like, yeah, obviously. Now, what's the point? What are you getting at? Yes, if I buy somebody, yes, I'm trying to cement my position. The fact that they said, oh, this would cement their position. Yes, of course it fucking would. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They're not doing it for charity. Yeah,
exactly. They're not just throwing their fucking money away. Oh, this would be a nice thing to do. No.
I don't know. But Ben, it would be anti-competitive, so...
Absolutely.
You don't want businesses to be competitive.
And Microsoft would celebrate that. The people involved would celebrate that. But I don't care. I just want games on Game Pass. So that's all I'm interested.
I just want some fucking good games, man.
I want Call of Duty on Game Pass. That's all I want.
This is the problem.
I want Game Pass on PlayStation. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the problem. It's like my Amazon Prime subscription. I hate Amazon. I fucking hate
same,
Amazon.
mate.
And I hate that baldy dick at the top of it. But you know what? I buy from Amazon
every day.
Time.
I don't own Amazon.
All the time. I moan about the dangers of this deal going through, but it won't stop me keep buying or paying for Game Pass or PS Plus. I don't agree with the subscription service model, but I'll keep on using it. I'm not a martyr.
Yeah. You're going to be one of them people that benefit from this anyway. So
of course, but it doesn't make it right though.
It doesn't make it right. Yeah,
and I'm not at the end of the day. I'm not a martyr. I still pay for my Game Pass. Yeah, okay. Listen, I get it from Turkey and save some money, but
I pay $3.33 a month, mate.
How much?
Yeah. £3.33 a month.
I thought that stopped now, okay?
No, I managed to redo it, didn't I, in December? Did another 3 years of gold. Perfect.
Yeah, he did. He hoodwinked it somehow.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, boy.
Yeah. Anyway, Eddie, take us to the new releases.
Right,
big love.
New releases. It's quite a busy week this week. In fact, it's so busy I've had to kind of condense all the PSVR 2, which comes out on February 22nd, into its own little section. I won't go through every game because then lots of people turn over. But let me start with the other games, let's call it. Let's start with a good one. Pharaoh, A New Era, coming out on PC, February 15th. This is a 4K remake of the 1999 game Pharaoh. Did any of you play that game?
I did not.
No, I didn't. I didn't know.
You? No.
No.
Well, it's an isometric city builder type of game. It was very good. It was very similar to Caesar 3, which Caesar 3 was, what a childhood game that was. Me and Pete played the shit out of that when we were kids. So it's very, very similar to this. I mean, it's remastered. Well, it's a remake, but it looks quite bad.
It doesn't look good, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm quite upset by that.
Is it not like trying to uphold the style that it was back then, but just obviously being suitable? Excuse me?
It's done that. It's done that.
Yes. But if you played the original on a current modern screen, it would not look like the way it does on this.
You know what, Kirk? All I wanted, like, when you look at the game, like, why couldn't they put more effort into, like, the grass and the trees and even the buildings? Like, it looks really quite basic.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to agree with you. I've just had a little look there, and you're right. It doesn't look that great.
No, it
could look better.
Yeah. I think remake's probably the wrong word that they shouldn't have used that in. It's not even a reimagine. It's just a 4K upscale of the original game. That's what it is.
Yes, I guess it is. But having said all that, I've wishlisted it. I'm probably going to play the shit out of it. Pete's going to do the exact same. Because games aren't about looks. They're about, for me, they're about mechanics. Yeah. And Caesar 3 and the Pharaoh games were amazing. Like Caesar 3, like the trading and mining and stuff that I used to do. I used to spend fucking hours on it. I used to lose friends over that game. So
Jesus.
Yeah. All
strong.
Serious business.
Exactly. Right. Next one. Theatre Rhythm. Theatre Rhythm? Theatre Rhythm?
Theatre Rhythm.
Theatre Rhythm.
Say it quickly and then
Theatre Rhythm.
Yeah, say it quickly and it's
Theatre Rhythm.
Yeah.
There you go. Theatre Rhythm final bar line. Lovely. Coming out PlayStation 4 and Switch. Is that just those two?
Yeah.
Well, Pete put it that, so let's go with it. February 16th, a rhythm action game packed with 385 carefully selected music tracks from across the whole Final Fantasy series. So it's a rhythm game, like Beat Saber or Guitar Hero, all those kind of games. The characters look unforgivable. I think we can all agree that.
So harsh.
Yeah, I want to be harsh here. Like, that's unbelievable. You know what it looks like? It looks like I used to doodle in school. These are my doodles. They have somehow got my maths bloody textbook, and they've created a game.
They've got. I've just seen because obviously they've got different songs from the Final Fantasy series there. I've just zoomed in on the screenshot here. They got Cloud.
Look at Cloud
in the style.
Oh my god!
It looks tragic.
Unforgivable.
Did this game previously come out on like 3DS or something?
I got no idea.
Oh, I don't think so. Not by my research did that come out.
Right. I think Final Fantasy fans might like it, but it does look like low effort, doesn't it?
It does.
Even like because it's got like the backing tracks and it's got like some movement, like some cutscenes from the video game or something, and even the, you know, like on guitar or whatever with the buttons that you have to press and stuff. Like it looked good. This looks like somebody on their lunch break at school has made a button that you have to press and stuff.
It
looks all distorted. It looks distorted.
You guys have been so harsh.
By the way, Ben, you are right.
Distorted.
This is a series that actually was on 3DS as well. This is
knew it. Bloody knew it.
Bloody knew it. Because Ben played it and loved it. So.
He did.
Anyway, let's move on. It can't be too harsh. Was it beloved on the 3DS?
Beloved. Next one, Wild West Dynasty, coming out on PC February 16th. Cowboys, settlers, and gunslingers. Build your own ranch, grow it into a settlement, and soon more settlers will join you in your quest for happiness and prosperity. Quest for happiness. That sounds quite sad, doesn't it? Are you that sad that you need to like quest and do things for happiness?
Always.
Or is that what we're all like? Is life just Eddie, dark and dreary, and we're just looking for the next way to?
You hit the nail on the head, mate. Nail on the head.
Now I feel sad.
Don't make me feel bad.
Will you manage to build a Wild West dynasty, or will you end up on the gallows? That's poor. That was like, how do we link this to Wild West? And yeah, that was poor. These are the makers of Medieval Dynasty, a game that I love. In fact, I nominated for Game of the Year. Don't know what year. I think it was year before last. Was it?
Yes, and it came fourth or something.
Yeah, it was pretty high up. Mainly because I really wanted it to win. So, that was an absolutely fantastic game. It looks like a lot of the mechanics are the same as that. I've actually looked into it, and they also do Farmers Dynasty, I think it's called as well, which looks quite... It looks like Medieval Dynasty, just the building bits and the farming bits. So obviously go and get Medieval Dynasty if you need to. But this one looks like they've taken a lot of that and hopefully done a bit more. There is a story-driven mix of RPG, city builder, and life simulator and survival. So it sounds like there's a story. I'm hoping Medieval Dynasty had a story, but it was so not focused on that you could even forget that it was even there. So I'm kind of hoping that's kind of the way. The graphics look okay at best, if I'm going to be honest. But you never know. It's one of those games that you might have your beautiful moments. Medieval Dynasty didn't look great, but then you go out onto a hill and look at a sunset and you start crying and weeping. Yeah, I'm all in for this
powerful.
game. I'm wishlisted. Probably going to get it day one. What do you guys think?
The graphics look fine in screenshots and fine when it's like looking at stuff, but you get your character in there and it looks
Yeah, it doesn't
that
look
character
good, does
model.
it?
A character model looks ropey. Is it early access? I think it might be early access.
It's early access at the moment, so maybe the game footage you're saying is of that. So
Do you think similarly to me? I don't think this looks as good as Medieval Dynasty.
that's why I said okay at best, because I don't.
Or even the
think-
game. I just don't think Medieval Dynasty was like you could do loads of shit in that game, right?
Yeah,
This
you
just
could.
doesn't get that feel, but it could be good.
I just think with Medieval Dynasty, I loved the gameplay mechanics of it, but I feel like they were very much avoiding confrontation, violence, combat, all of that. And I know this sounds really bad, and I think I said it in my review. The thing that I missed most about the game was the lack of violence. I just wanted maybe just a raid now and again. Not
threat,
much, because
yeah.
I know how much they wanted focusing on the building and the people management and blah, blah, blah. But I just wanted that. And I think that a lot of people that played that game and loved it, they might look at this and go, holy shit, this could be Medieval Dynasty with the building up. And I like that they say, you can invite settlers. So your dream of building this city. But because it's in the Wild West, I think we're all thinking there's going to be some action here.
Yes,
So-
yeah, I've seen them hold up a gun. I've seen the guy hold up a gun
Yeah,
and
there's
shit
shooting
like that,
and
so.
stuff. Yeah, so I think this could be. I think this could be what everyone who played Medieval Dynasty is looking for.
So 10 people out there is what you're looking for.
Sure. Hey, it came fourth in Game of the Year, man. What do you want?
It did, and we all celebrated it.
There we go. Right. Any other thoughts?
No.
Before I move on? No. Lovely. No. Cool. Nice and easy. Next on to a belter. Gigantosaurus Dino Kart. Coming out on PC, PlayStation's, Xboxes, and Switch, February 17th. Race around Cretaceous? Cretaceous. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
It's Cretaceous period. As your favourite dino in a prehistoric kart championship, almost as big as Gigantosaurus's appetite.
I'm glad they said appetite,
Brilliant.
not something else.
That's low.
Don't lower the tone.
That's lowbrow.
Family
That's
podcast.
We are a family podcast.
I've got
Kirk.
to say, the name of this game doesn't roll off the tongue very nicely, does it?
Gigantosaurus Dino Kart. I hope Gigantosaurus is actually really small. That will really that'd be good.
Big dino problems.
Maybe like a small dinosaur, but
What?
really fat, like you, Kirk.
Thank you. Why is this a thing? Like, why is this game a thing? I don't.
Kirk, I'm with you, man. I'm
Right.
thinking that. I'm just like,
The only kart games that exist that are actually even half decent are the ones that are established IPs, like Mario Kart, and you got Crash Kart Racing,
Crash Team Racing, yeah.
and Sonic.
Diddy Kong Racing.
There's a Sonic one as well, isn't there? So
There is a Sonic
They're
one,
the
yeah.
only ones that seem to be like of importance. So like, who's gonna buy this?
No one.
No one.
No one.
I didn't even.
so bad.
Because I cared so little, I didn't even go to the hatred level. I just put kart game, 15 tracks and 8 characters, and there's multiplayer.
Is that it?
Instead of
15
going
tracks
down
and 8
the-
characters.
Instead of going down the, this is horrendous, why do people... I just went, no. Just say that and move on.
Good,
Kirk,
moving
Kirk
on
did
then.
it for
Moving
you.
on.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Straight in there
Wonderful. We should
and
get Kurt
beat the game down.
Poor developers.
Sorry to the
listening
devs,
this.
but what was the point? What was the point?
Yeah.
What was the point? They've spent a year, maybe 2 on this. Fucking hell.
God, I hope not.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, that's too long.
Right, next one. The Settlers New Allies, coming out on PC February 17th. The Settlers New Allies combines a fresh take on the popular gameplay mechanics of the series with a new spin. It offers a deep infrastructure and economy gameplay used to create and employ armies to ultimately defeat opponents while swallowing your saliva. This is obviously from Ubisoft. Or Ubisoft, as people say. It's a strategy city builder, like all the Settlers games. There's 3 playable factions in this one. There is multiplayer, and a story mode, of course. And there's also a hardcore mode. I think they called it something else in the old ones. Or a hardscore, as I call it on the thing. Yeah, and you guys, I was into the Settlers back in the old days until I think the Settlers 5, where I thought it just... I remember buying it and go, why the fuck do you buy this? That there's nothing new, there's nothing exciting. So I kind of gave up on the whole entire series. But what do you guys think?
It's quite iconic, this series, isn't it?
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely, yeah.
it's quite. The problem I think I have with it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I saw this is going to be £60.
Oh, that's painful.
I think I saw it huge. I think it's on Epic Games Store.
This is the one, quite funnily, where I couldn't... so I'm on the US site, on the Ubisoft store.
You couldn't find info on it. Yeah, I think I saw it Epic
I don't think
Games
it's on
Store.
Steam. That's what I found quite strange.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
Ubisoft
exactly.
store, it's $80.
Yeah, exactly. It's £60 game,
I mean,
man.
you can get keys for it for $36.99, but obviously wherever it's being sold properly.
Yeah, but strategy city builders usually are cheaper.
Yes,
I mean,
they're normally
you know,
cheap.
Eddie, you
Yes.
play fucking thousands of them.
It's probably
you
why I
know the
play
good
them.
ones. You know what to look for.
Yeah.
This and people like you will be playing. The people who like the genre like you will be playing this. And Ubisoft's pricing, man. But it is Ubisoft, so therefore it will obviously be £12 next week.
£50 on Epic Games, by the way.
50, okay.
£50 sterling. Did you know Ubisoft have a subscription service where you can play their games?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's on
yeah,
No
Disney
idea
Plus.
about this.
And rumoured to be coming to Game Pass as well.
I mean, they've been rumouring that since last year, haven't they? But
Yeah. I think it gathered some traction in the last week for some reason. I'm not sure what the background was to it.
fair enough.
How has this gone under my radar? I mean, I'd never buy it, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
Right, moving on to Tales of Symphonia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Remastered, coming out on PlayStation, Xboxes, and Switch. I mean, it says PlayStation 4 and Xbox Series, Xbox One. It can't be.
Yeah, PlayStation 4, Xbox
It
One,
is on
Switch. Does that
PS4,
mean it's-
definitely.
Right.
That just means they haven't got a PS5
Yeah.
and Xbox Series specific
It is
version.
on Xbox as well, actually. It is there.
Right, yeah, so all of them, really. Okay,
Yeah.
February 17th. It's a remaster of the 2003 RPG. It has enhanced graphics and improved gameplay. Are any of you guys interested in this?
Sounds like Donnie is.
me.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's just my type of game. I
Why
had
did
the
you say
original.
it like that? I'm so sorry. What just happened? What came out of your...
He's
He's
giddy,
excited.
giddy
Yes,
with
he's
excitement.
excited.
I am. Me.
Giddy.
He's giddy.
To be fair, right, I'm excited for it. It's on my fantasy draft. Someone fucking beat me to it on fantasy draft. But the issue is, it's it's going to get added to a ever growing list of backlog games.
Yep.
Because at the moment, I can't play it. I've not even got around to Tactics Ogre yet. It's so bad. But I had this. I can't recall if I had it on GameCube or PS2. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was GameCube. I'm like 90% sure. But yeah, it's an RJRPG for me.
For fuck's sake.
Good.
Brilliant. Excellent.
Yeah.
Right. Anyone else for anyone?
Absolutely not.
No.
No,
It's
I've
not
never really
for
got into
me.
the Tales games.
Love it.
What were you as a kid? Were you a Game Boy?
Asshole by sounds of things.
Well, yes. I think he hasn't changed
No,
there.
No,
but-
I'm still the same. Still the same arsehole.
Yeah, getting your guest on and
I've
mocking
often
him.
asked,
Actually,
what does Kirk like?
So, funny enough, I had the. Are we talking like the GameCube era? Is that what we're talking
Yeah,
about?
no,
Yeah.
I'm talking more like what kind of console player. Like, because you can see a lot of, like, Ben was obviously a Nintendo boy growing up. Like,
Yes.
while and you can see in our taste of games, like, I am no way a Nintendo boy, and I was a Sega and then onto PlayStation.
Oh, okay, so I went PS1 to Xbox, I had a GameCube during that era as well, and then I went
I got a GameCube
and then I've been a 360. I've been an Xbox boy since, basically, and I've had the PlayStation when I like halfway through the life cycle. That was it.
I think I moved over to Xbox after PlayStation 2, I think it was.
Same. Yeah, I did the same.
I adored the GameCube, though. There was something so charming about that machine.
I never played it as much as I should have. Do you know that? I think back, I go, do you know what? I didn't really play it all that much. I feel as though I missed out a lot in the GameCube era, actually.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I love the GameCube.
And I'll tell you what as well. Might surprise a couple of you. So the only Zelda game I've ever played is Wind Waker.
Oh no,
Doesn't surprise me one bit.
Thank you. Wow. Completely loved it on the GameCube. It was an absolutely fascinating game to me. And it was the cell shaded art style.
Yeah.
We know what the fuck it is, Kurt.
Eddie, what's next?
Fucking gaming podcast.
Let's move on to Wild Hearts. Going out on PC, PlayStations, and Xboxes February 17th. Master ancient tech to hunt down giant beasts.
Is that it?
That is the whole blurb. And
Yeah,
I
that is the blurb.
fucking respect them for that.
One sentence, done.
Oh, I love it. This is the new Monster Hunter game from... How do you pronounce this again? It's Koei. Koei, isn't
Tecmo.
it? Yeah, I knew that. Damn it. Koei, Tecmo, and EA. There's a 3-player co-op support at launch. The settings look beautiful. You guys. Obviously, I'm not going to get it, but you guys are going to indulge.
I'm surprised that Monster Hunter aren't suing them for copying
well,
everything.
they got their own back though, because obviously Monster Hunter Rise only came out on Switch, even though previous ones obviously came out on console. And of course, a month before Wild Heart gets out, Capcom fuck it straight onto consoles. So they've gone
And Game
fuck
Pass.
you. Yeah, exactly. On Game Pass on PlayStation, so they've actually got the last laugh.
That's like that. What was that? I can't remember the name of it. It's evaded me at the moment. But there was that absolute that Pokemon ripoff not too long ago.
Yes.
yeah.
You know what? It was it was like for like a Pokemon game. That was it. I can't remember what it is, but this is exactly the same sort of thing, isn't it?
God damn, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot the name, Kurt. But yeah, you're right. You're bang right. But this looks quite good.
It even
though.
had
If
a
you're Monster
similar
Hunter
name.
fan,
It was like Pikachu or something annoyingly similar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
it's
Like
gonna.
Monster
But
Bonnos.
it's the one that was dual battles, right?
Yes, that's the one.
I'll think of it.
Never mind. We'll come back to that. Are you guys interested in this getting this?
It looks good.
I
It
just
looks
want
good.
time to play it, and I know it. As much as I can say, I might try
Yeah,
it. I've
same.
not even tried Rise on Game Pass. So when am I going to get time to do it? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Understandable. Right, let's move on. The Dreams in the Witch House coming out on PC February 18th. Dreams in the Witch House isn't a... Why have they started with Dreams in the... Why haven't they started with The Dreams in the Witch House? Because they've just called it the... Oh, fuck's sake. Dreams in the Witch House is an open-world horror adventure game where you guide Walter Gilman as he prepares to face the dreaded May Eve. Dreaded. Sorry, what did I say? Dreaded. May Eve witch ritual in the legend-haunted city of Arkham.
The Batman.
What? Is that the same? That can't be the same city, can it?
Batman.
It can't be.
People should just stop living in Arkham. You need to move away. Why are you
Move
still,
away.
why are you
Move
still,
away.
why are you still living there? What the fuck? You know,
What are the government doing to that city?
poor
Surely they
Gotham
just
City
need
just
to...
under attack all the time. You know.
Just bomb it.
Choose your own approach and reveal the secret of the witch house before it's too late. I was really disappointed with this because I read that blurb. I read it a lot better in my head. And then I thought it was going to be a really good game. But this is a pixelated, like, 1990s style kind of game. And to make it worse, it's like a point and click with puzzles kind of game, which is not what I thought this was going to be. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be lots of people who really enjoy this. There is a free demo on Steam as well, so you can even try it out. Any of you guys like this one?
Nope. Not for me.
I thought it looked quite good.
Oh.
Kick your ass, man.
I'm not going to get it, but I thought it looked quite good.
What
I like
did
the
you
art
think
style.
looked good about it? The art
I
style?
like the art style. Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
The art style?
yeah, I like it.
What?
Big fan.
What about it? The simplicity of it?
All of it, Eddie. Yeah,
all of it. Every bit of it. All of
it.
Harshed edges of the very big pixels.
Yeah, you nailed it, though. 2 or 3 pixels they use. It's great. It's lovely.
Jesus, right, fine. We'll move on. Next one, Atomic Heart, the biggie, coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Game Pass day 1, February 21st. In a mad and sublime utopian world, take part in explosive encounters. I hate that sentence. Why does it end on that? It should be like 3 things. Adapt your fighting style to each opponent. Use your equipment and upgrade your equipment. No, they haven't put that.
No, use your environment.
Oh, environment, that's why. Right, use your environment and upgrade your equipment to fulfill your mission. If you want to reach the truth, you'll have to pay in blood.
Dun, dun.
Thank you, needed that. Ben, can you edit in maybe little...
Dun. Yeah, I'll see if I remember.
Yeah, thanks.
He's not going to remember.
There's no way. You know why I know? Because he has to type in the doc, like, do this at a certain time.
Yeah, he's not going to
But
do
he
it.
doesn't do it.
Yeah.
And I've typed nothing.
Yeah, he's typed nothing. There is no typing sounds. This is an action horror first-person shooter. You have a power glove, your arsenal of blades, and cutting-edge weaponry. The combat does look fun. I'm not going to lie to you. The visuals look good. And the game could be quite good.
I'm excited for this.
You excited?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to play it, obviously, because it's Game Pass, so that helps.
This is basically like this is Bioshock-esque, basically, in my opinion. I've liked the look of it since. Yeah, no. Well, this is it. You've got your power glove. You've got weapons. Yeah, you've got your power glove and you've got your weapons. It's that kind of thing. It's a really cool like dystopian kind of environment that you're in. Looks quite intriguing, and like you said, visually it looks fantastic. And for a Game Pass game, fucking bring it on.
Yeah, I've got it preloaded. The only thing I've got against it is it doesn't look like anything new. It just looks like everything. It doesn't seem to be bringing anything to the party. That's the only thing I'd say. So I've got it preloaded. I'm in no rush to start it, but I will get around to it. It's going to be interesting to see how it reviews given the politics. I'm actually quite intrigued to see that over the next week or 2.
Yeah, who was the developer?
They're Russians. Yeah,
they are Russian. Yeah.
And I always thought the defense was, but they live in Cyprus now. All right, so you can't move, no. It'd be interesting to see if that gets held against them or not.
I hope it doesn't, to be honest with you. Because
you see, as long as the profits aren't going to fucking paying for missiles, then you hope it doesn't, of course.
I mean, but if they've got to pay tax to their government and stuff like, then they've got to do it. I mean, whatever. You can't hold that against them. But the game itself, I think it looks good. But I agree with Donnie. Like, I'm in no rush to play this because it doesn't look incredibly exciting, even though what it looks like it's doing, and it looks like it's doing very well. Like. I don't know. It's just it doesn't seem to bring too much more to the table.
This could be one of those. It could be one of those kind of games that's either going to really fucking bang or it will just go by the wayside.
But it's going to take a lot of time to complete as well, and you've got to commit to it. I don't want to go. If I play this, I don't want to go 1 foot in because I know I'll play it for 5 hours and sack it off. But yeah, it's a wonderful addition to Game Pass. That's a good thing. A lot of people were excited for this. It's nice to get a big game coming to Game Pass, and it starts off a good couple of months for them, I think.
See how we go.
Yeah. I think I'll play this, Ben, so I think this could be one of those games that you just leave and play another game.
Cool, yeah. You and Kirk should play this.
In fact, after I will do the old pre-download on my Xbox, so that'll actually remember, because we all know I fucking forget, so... Yeah,
good stuff.
Lovely job. Right, next one. Like a Dragon Ishin, coming out on PlayStations, February 21st. Don the clothes and weaponry of the elite to become the samurai of legend. Sakamoto Ryoma. So close. Draw your blade and join the revolution in this heated historical adventure game, if you were wondering. It's an action-adventure game. Beat 'em up style. The fighting looks okay. It looks a bit low-key Dynasty Warriors to me. The visuals look okay. The still shots are great. It looks really good, still shots, but the gameplay looks just fine. I was thinking this game was okay, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, okay. Then I saw the price tag of £50 sterling, and then I threw up in my mouth.
What were you expecting it to be?
That. Oh, come on. Look at it. It's okay. It's okay. It's like
it actually looks a lot worse than I thought it was going to look, because 32. This is obviously the Yakuza spin-off, and people were up for this, and like this is the remake.
Yeah, it was Japan only. The original one came out, I believe. So yeah, it's been made available worldwide.
I don't think it looks very good. Honestly, I don't. Yeah, I don't. What do you think?
I'm not bored about it, but I'm not too hot on it either.
Yeah,
I think my word "okay" sums up this game quite well. And I don't want to pay £50 for an okay game.
You don't want to pay £50 for any game.
I don't want to pay £50 for anything. Like,
£50 is actually not even full price. I mean,
like filling up my car at petrol, I just have to vomit on the side while I look at the count go up.
Does your car even take £50?
It's a 2-litre, you dick.
Well,
I've had a lot of abuse about my car this week, I'll have you know.
Is it still the Corsa?
They literally abused me today. Literally today. And I even went to him like, oh, by the way, our mate Oggy said I have a really girly car. And Ben, obviously, instead of backing me up, went, it's a really bad car.
It can't be.
Oh no, Kirk! I got rid of that about 9 months ago. Mate.
So that's okay. So you have to forgive me. I don't know that you've upgraded your car. So
I have a Peugeot 307 CC, which is a
that's not any better, by the way.
Oh,
wow,
and it's a sexy car.
That is okay,
2 litre.
Right.
Oh, it's.
We need to talk about this after the podcast, mate. Right? Can we move on?
God, let me send you pictures of it down with me wearing sunglasses. And I will change it.
I do not want
to. Eddie, whatever you think that's doing,
it's not. Life crisis kick in.
When my hair started to disappear. When the big bald patch on the top of my head started coming in and I had to fucking take a blood thinners for my blood clots. That's when, all right?
Won't spend £6 in a game to buy a fucking hairdresser's car. I mean...
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, dear. Right, good fun. Right, last but not least, the PSVR 2 comes out on February 22nd, and with it, a lot of games. I'll run through them. Oh, fuck, look at the word of this one. Cosmonius? Cosmonius High.
Yeah.
Is that right? I think that's right, isn't it? It's like a cartoony kind of puzzle game. There's Gran Turismo 7. There you go, Kirk. That's a PSVR 2 upgrade. There's Horizon Call of the Mountain. It's the new Horizon game. It looks stunning. I've said it looks stunning. I think it looks really good. And I've been there when I've put a game that I think looks bad and I put the headset on and it looks fucking amazing. Do you think I really want to try this out?
Yeah, probably look insane. I mean, Donnie, can we just go to Donnie because you've got a pre-order for this?
Oh, do you? Oh,
cheeky boy!
I'm glad I didn't shit on it then.
Don't get me wrong. I've got a week to cancel the pre-order. I got in because I'm sitting going already. I'm not a single man, so I already don't have enough hours to game that I want to. Okay, I'm sure many people listening, you guys are in the same boat, and.
Kurt, do you want to rip into Pete while we're talking about that?
And I'm sitting going, I've already got enough games to last me this year. And I'm away to go and buy a £500 unit that once I've finished with Call of the Mountain, I'm going to go, who wants to play Beat Saber?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't need it. But the problem but it's the FOMO. And that's the problem.
Yeah, and need is such a strong word. Like, you don't need a lot of stuff, but...
I don't need it. But I just...
See, I want this. I want it, but I'm going to wait until there are more reviews and more things out there before I do.
I don't think you need the reviews because everything that's... All the pre-stuff in the last sort of 2-3 weeks is all, like, this thing's an elite bit of kit. It's just...
But it's more that there's not very much on it. Like, although there is, I know Eddie's just spouted off a load of stuff. A lot of it is old stuff.
Yeah,
old games.
There's a bit of that, but there's still. But I think there's going to be a lot more kind of coming out, and what is there is pretty damn good. You know, throwing in GT7 alone will appease a lot of people.
If you're new to VR, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I am. but I'm just like, I don't need this. And I got an email.
Cancel your pre-order.
But it's the FOMO, Kirk. It's a problem. I'm an
FOMO's
absolute
strong.
slut, and I know it. And I'm just like, I will miss when I see people like Craig playing Call of the Mountain. I'll be fucking raging.
Oh, you'll be furious. You'll be absolutely fucking livid.
On that basis, then, if you fucking so much as one time say, I regret buying this, you've only got yourself to blame, and everyone come at you with pitchforks because you've done it to yourself.
Yeah.
Donnie, I didn't need a convertible.
But you bought one anyway for some strange reason. Yeah, we know.
But my God, do I look sexy.
Oh, you don't.
If I get the train, if I get the train down to you from now on, do not pick me up. I'll get a taxi, mate.
Oh yeah, Kirk. Well, you're coming down in a few weeks. You better bet I'll pick you up with the roof down, even if it's raining.
Mate,
Right?
I'm driving. What are you talking about?
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm driving down in my own car. Fuck going in that car.
You in that convertible probably look as ridiculous as me sitting there with a VR headset on. Both.
Donnie. He does look ridiculous.
Oh, I can picture it.
Oh dear. Very
nice car,
harsh.
mate. Nice car.
I love my car.
So
don't do that.
Fuck you guys. Right, next one. The Light Brigade coming. Well, I was going to say coming out on PSVR 2. It's a roguelike VR shooter with realistic gunplay and immersive light magic. I don't know what immersive light magic is. That's interesting. The visuals look really bad. Not really a fan of this one.
Good.
Yeah. Moss Book 1 and 2 remaster. Action adventure game where you are a mouse. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has great reviews as well.
That Moss Book is that kind of widely accepted as one of the best VR games going. It doesn't sound great, you're an adventurer, you're a mouse, but by all accounts, it's fucking stellar.
Nice. There you go. One that I'm really interested in, NFL Pro Era. September 2022, it came out on Quest 2, Meta Quest Pro. I've never seen this before. It's an NFL VR game. I'm looking at the gameplay, and I think this looks like great fun. I'm not even into NFL, but I think I'd fucking love to play this. Next one for you, Kirk. Resident Evil Village.
No, not at all. But I would love to. I've said it time and time again. I want to play. Shut up.
You, Kirk.
I would like to play a scary game in proper VR, like a good VR headset.
Resi 7.
Well, yeah.
Resi Evil 7.
No. I think I'm hoping Village, whatever comes after Village, will be something which is more akin to where 7 went. So they go down the less actiony route and put it in VR as well. That'd be fucking fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. And last one, Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition. Came out in 2020, if you remember. Star Wars first-person shooter.
Is there about 30 odd games? I mean, you've listed a few good ones there, but
there's a wedge.
Donnie, is there like 30, 30, 40 games or something? But they're all like old games and stuff like that.
Yeah, more, how to say, like casual gamer games, I think, I'm
they're the ones that like on rails and stuff, aren't they? As well,
like there's I made the joke, but there's not one hope in hell of me sitting here in what little gaming time I have, 9 o'clock at night when Love Island's on, and I'm sitting playing Beat Saber. It's just not happening, and there's a lot of those type of games. And
sorry, are you going to be watching?
You watch Love Island?
No, that's what I'm saying. When she's watching Love Island, I'm in here. Yeah.
Okay.
Glad you cleared that.
Stand out, lads! Come on,
my phone in my convertible
pitchforks
car,
were coming right out there, weren't they? Fucking hell!
You haven't got enough time to play games.
Podcast, Donnie. That is unacceptable.
Fuck's sake!
Brilliant.
Right, Eddie, what's your pick of the week?
That's a really tough one because Pharaoh, A New Era, I think I'm going to play the shit out of that. But it's got to be, because of my respect for Medieval Dynasty, it's got to be Wild West Dynasty.
Oh.
Interesting choice.
There you go.
Beats out Atomic Heart, but never mind.
Yeah, I'm going to play that as well, but that's something because it's on Game Pass. If it wasn't on Game Pass, I probably would never ever play it because it's 50
Yeah,
quid.
no, that is a fair comment.
Yeah,
fair comment.
fair.
But, right, so moving on to what we've been playing. Eddie, not a lot on the dot. Do you want to just update us there?
Yeah, I've been playing the Shadow of Tarkov. Yeah. I did try... Yeah, of course. I tried to get around to that Atomic RPG.
Eddie's our new Pete.
Hang on. I've played a new game every week for like fucking ages. I mean, granted, I always start with I've also been playing Tarkov, but that's because yes, I've chucked in about 50 hours a week of Tarkov.
The man likes what he likes. Nothing wrong with that, mate.
I like
and
gaming.
doesn't give a shit that he's on a podcast. So yeah.
No. Right, this is so annoying, Ben, because you even know this. I was going to play the shit out of it today. For our listeners, we are recording a day early, and Sunday is my hardcore gaming day. Like, the missus knows she's not allowed to disturb me or anything. But because Ben has been a pain in the ass, we all have to record early, so it meant I have had to do podcast prep instead of playing my game all day. So it's your fault, Ben, why I haven't played this game.
Do you not get to
It's
play?
not my fault. We
games
both played golf
tomorrow?
this morning. Like,
So-
Oh, Kirk, I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow evening, I'll be playing the game that I should have played today.
Yeah,
but-
exactly. Yeah.
Eddie's a very last minute person, so
I mean, I forgot that the podcast was tonight, so
yeah,
being honest.
not great prep. But yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'll play it. Don't get me wrong. So, I'll just get around to it. I'll talk about it next week. I have got a new gaming chair though, guys.
Lovely, because your last one was looking tragic the last time I saw it.
It wasn't that bad.
Oh, guys, you've never seen anything like it. Kirk, did you ever see it?
Is this in your
Yeah,
flat?
you must have.
This is in your flat.
Yeah, a nice green one.
Yes,
it was
I did.
worn. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah, it's not doing well now. Like,
been
all
well
the padding,
worn.
all
Well
the padding on the
well used.
arms have gone to the point where when I'm playing Tarkov, and it must be something I do when I'm nervous or something, my right elbow is killing me. I've got sniper elbow. That's what I've got. But apparently when you play games too much, yeah.
His chair also felt like you were sitting on a wooden board.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't.
Very
it was
warm.
very comfortable. In fact,
Very
I'm
warm.
finding my new gaming chair less comfortable than
How
that.
much?
It's because you
So
haven't.
that's quite
It's because your ass and your ass and your body hasn't grooved into it.
You know what, Kirk? I'm glad you said that, because there's two things that I'm concerned about. One, that this isn't comfortable, but I'm telling myself, because it's kind of like hard cushion, am I right in saying my arse needs to get used to it? Yeah,
Yeah, you'll
like
get used to that.
shoe.
Yeah.
like a
leather
shoe, right?
Yeah.
Like a nice shoe, yeah.
How much was your?
Your ass
a dress
will
shoe.
eventually shape that new cushion.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry, you're fine.
Yeah,
Thank
shape it
you.
up real nice. Shape
That's
it up
great.
real nice.
Don't stop saying real nice.
Real
so
nice.
close to my
Real nice,
arse,
buddy,
Ben.
real nice.
Please stop. And another question I've actually genuinely got for you guys. So I've got the old lumbar pillow and the head pillow, which I haven't had before. But believe it or not, my old Stella gaming chair didn't have them. Now I've done my research, and it's all saying how you need it and the lumbar, blah blah blah. But I am finding myself already. It's only been like 3 days I've had it, and I'm like kind of doing this slouch thing. It might be because I'm a 6'3" chap, and this head pillow is basically in the middle of my back. But are you supposed to? I've read loads of reviews saying like you need to stick to it. You need, because it is really good for your back long term. Blah blah blah. What do you guys do? Do you
Lumbar
wear them?
pillows? They're overrated.
I think Eddie's height
Overrated.
Eddie's height gets more and more every time he talks about it. But yeah, I think they definitely need sacking off. I sat mine off.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure personally on it because I've never had one, but I don't think they've never looked comfortable to me.
Yeah.
Whenever it's just something that's there as an unnecessary, being unnecessary. So
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm feeling myself when I'm like leaning back. I literally just feel two parts of my fucking back touching it, and I'm not comfortable. You know, like I'm sitting on a fucking chair.
Yeah, it hurts my back. You know my back issues, and
Yeah,
it
it's a
fucking
glass-
hurts that. I have
suck
to
it off. Then.
glass
How
back.
much was your gaming chair?
Glass back, sacked it off.
It was on discount down to 120. I think it was like 150, 60 or something like that.
I bought one about 3 months ago. I don't use it for gaming. I use it obviously when I'm sat just now or when I'm working. And it was like 80 quid or something. And right now it's burning my ass. It's so uncomfortable. My cheeks are on fire right now. I want to be sitting anywhere else apart from this fucking chair.
Donnie's got fire ass.
Fire us. I did actually, yeah. I've got to admit, I spent a lot. I do as much buying. If I spend over £20, I do enormous amounts of research. Ben has seen how much research I put into games that I do, that I'm buying. Ben, do you remember my laptop? I think that took me 9 months of research. Like comparing.
By the time you bought it, it was out of date.
Yeah, very good. And everything, and it's the same with this computer. I went through every website trying to find, because there were very specific things that I need. I needed a very padded bit on the arm because my elbow is fucking red raw. I'm a big boy, so I need a big cushion. Yeah. I need a cushion to sit on, and this has got a cushion. And I needed one that I can lean back on, because I don't like those ones that just are upright, because I like right now I'm leaning back. I'm not Pete, I'm not in a fucking sofa, but I'm leaning back.
Yeah, you've not got your knee in front of your mouth so no one can hear you.
While clicking, I don't. It's quite impressive that he doesn't.
It's also what's also quite.
Ben,
I want one of those
remember
noble
what Pete
chairs.
says. If he's not on that sofa, he's up on that desk where you hear that ding 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 ding.
I like that they're his two options as well. Like nothing in between. Just one shit to another shit. Like what do you want here?
Which one do you want? Which lesser shit is it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Thanks for the advice. I think I'm actually going to stick with the pillows for like a week and see, because I do suffer from bad back. Not like Ben, but I do get a bad back. So I'm going to see if it actually helps.
Fair enough.
I'll let you know. Keep you posted.
Fair enough.
Kirk, talk to us about Last of Us. All things Last of Us.
I have been. Well, I've completed The Last of Us Part 1. Now.
Lovely.
It's my second time completing the initial campaign of.
It's not. You told us 2 weeks ago that you'd never completed the first one.
No. Oh, that's true. Isn't it? Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. You said it
How
to
can you
people.
not
It's
remember?
documented.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Lots happened since then. I forgot that we were doing a podcast tonight, mate. What do you want from me? So
I want you to tell the truth, Kirk.
Just you tell you what, Kirk. If you tell the truth all the time, you never have to worry about the lies.
Yeah, about lies catching up with you.
I do.
Yeah,
I'm
that makes
a
sense,
man of
doesn't
my
it?
word, and I never lie. So go fuck yourselves.
Sorry, you just what?
What, you just got caught.
Guys,
on-
let me talk.
on
Let me
radio.
talk. Let me talk. Right. So
I don't want you to talk because I don't know what lies will spill out of your mouth.
it's a web of lies. So I completed the game. I thought it was fantastic. They've going on what you said last week, Ben, because you said about how everything is very emotive. They've done a phenomenal job on the animation and just building it from the ground up and whatnot. Honestly, they really have. I was one of those naysayers that was like, oh, fucking hell, this is nice, one of those cash grab kind of things. But they really have done a fantastic job in fleshing out this world. In all honesty, I think, and you could probably agree with me here, this game was ahead of its time. And they have only now got to the point where they can actually fully realise it the way that they probably originally wanted to. And that's for the best. Everything about it is phenomenal. The only thing that I have an issue with is they really do need to. I mean, I haven't played part 2 yet, but they really need to figure out a better way of how you switch weapons and equipment, because my God, it's hard sometimes, especially when you're in the heat of a battle. It's just, oh, come on, man, I can't do it. The amount of times I died because I fucked up with, I need to change over my shotgun and I do this. I mean, and in all fairness to them, in the accessibility features, they have certain things where you can. So if a gun runs out in a certain slot, like shotgun runs out, it can switch to the next available loaded weapon. So you don't have to.
Do they? That's cool.
Yeah. So obviously that's a good feature, but it's not how they originally designed it to be played. But it's one of those things where that's probably the thing that should happen, really.
Yeah.
But the story, fantastic. I'm not going to say much on the story beats for it, but it was very much a roller coaster throughout the whole thing, and I can understand why people adore this game. I can understand why they wanted to build a show off of it. Obviously, again, not gone on to part 2 yet, but I'm excited to play it. I want to see where the story goes. I don't know much about the second game, and how I've managed to evade that is beyond me. But yeah, this was just fantastic. And I'll tell you what, when I got to the point, the bit that I explained when I was last on, where I got up to where you meet David, the things that transpire after that, it just really kicked up a notch, in my opinion. And that was, I was not remembering that I'd never played it. I was like, fucking hell, what's going to happen next? And it was just great. And I'll tell you what as well, the snow effects, fucking fantastic. They really are.
Yeah.
The snow, I know that snow is really hard to produce in game. And when you're walking through it and what it leaves behind, and it just looked awesome. I did also play the DLC for it that comes with it, so Left Behind. So you play as Ellie, and you go through. So there's something that links back to the original game that happens. Won't say what, but basically you kind of go back and forth between two different stories as Ellie. So you're kind of filling in the blank from a specific point in the main game that you don't see happen, and then you also go back in time before Ellie met Joel, where she's with her friend. What's her name? Can you remember what her name is? I can't remember.
No, I can't remember what her name is actually.
But it's basically her friend who is recruited as a Firefly, and basically she's about to go away for to a different city, and Ellie's not happy about it. Obviously, Ellie's like a 13-year-old girl, so she's learning the ropes of how to deal with these kind of emotions, and her best friend's leaving her, all that kind of stuff, and it's quite sad how it kind of like plays out and transpires, and it's something that we do hear a bit about in the game in like various parts of the story. But it was a cool thing to have to again fill in those blanks that we didn't see in the original game. Because I actually, when I was playing it, my roommate actually told me like how did this happen from point here to where we are now in the game, and like she couldn't get it. Like I was like, I don't know, but obviously they figured out a way, and to see how that works in the DLC, it's just like, oh, okay, so those are the answers. Mm-hmm. Like it kind of like filled in those blanks quite nicely. Yeah.
Do you think, Kirk, it was missing the multiplayer? Because I think the only gripe I've got with the game, I think it's phenomenal. I think if it was released today for the first time, then it would get incredible reviews and everything. I think it's a fantastic game. I think that it really worked on a remake level and all that kind of stuff. If they put that multiplayer in that, it would have been fucking great.
Well, the thing is, I never played the multiplayer, so I can't.
Nor did I really. But I just, that would have been awesome though. Like, because there would have been a real uptake in that. People would be playing that today.
But
I think that would be fucking good.
That leads on to it's factions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it does. It does, and maybe they don't want to cannibalize that.
So it's that whole thing where don't cannibalize what you've got coming up, kind of thing.
But it was worth it, that game though. The remake, I think it's worth it.
I paid I think £60 for it. I managed to pick it up new for £60. I was quite happy paying that and playing the game as I did. I think it was fantastic, and even playing like at least a half to 2/3 of the game that I'd played on the PS4, it was still worth it in my opinion. So I've got no gripes about that.
Yeah. Much better second time round for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess so. It's, you see a lot of things that you didn't see in the first time round, don't you? And also on
TV show,
The Last of Us. Watch the TV show. I'm caught up. Apart from the latest episode of episode 5, which just came out. Was it Friday?
Early of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So apart from that, I'm up to date with it. And
what's your thoughts?
Wow.
Come on then.
Well, I love Pedro Pascal. I think he's awesome. Everything I've seen him in is fantastic. Narcos, Game of Thrones. I've loved him as whatever he's played in, and I love him in this as well. But something is falling flat in this show, in my opinion. It's good, but it's not fantastic. And I do not agree with the majority of the internet and the critics, for that matter, that say that this is a stellar show, because I think my problem with it is I've just played the game, and that's what I believe The Last of Us to be, and I'm not separating it from what the show is trying to do, because the show is trying to do something a bit different. It's following the same story beats, but it is changing certain elements of it. It's giving us more backstory to certain characters that we haven't seen before. And if I'm being totally honest, I really, really dislike Bella Ramsey as Ellie.
Donnie, cancel him. Go on, cancel him.
Oh man. Oh man, dude.
I can't.
I tell you what to do. Right, is when you watch episode 5.
Yeah.
Send me a message, and then tell me your opinion on Bella Ramsey.
Apologise.
Yeah, sure. Apologise for being wrong. For
apologise now. Apologise.
I want an apology right now
for being wrong about the superb adaptation.
Is she? I've only watched the first episode and I've never played the games, but I've watched a lot of lots of streamers play Last of Us. Am I right in saying in the game she's a lot more, less aggressive? Because I get the impression in the TV show that she is very hostile and aggressive, and that might stem from me knowing her as the person in Game of Thrones who is a very powerful, woman.
So
I guess.
here's my thing with it.
I agree, Eddie.
Here's my thing with it. She is trying to embody what Ellie is, and she does do it. But so Ellie in the game is a bit of a brat, but there is a particular charm about her, and because it's a slow burn with a relationship that builds up between her and Joel, and you kind of get it in the game. And I've always thought that when you play a game story, if the story's good and you're invested in it, you're on that journey with them. And I'm slowly detaching away from movies and film, where I'm not feeling the same as I do when I play a story like that. The thing with Bella Ramsey playing the character is she's just been a brat for brat's sake, and there are certain things that she says and does that I'm just like, oh, fuck off, mate. Like if Ellie did that in the game, I'm like, okay, I'll give you a pass because I can see why. But in the show, it's just like it feels too forced for me.
I think it's the right part. I think it's something to do with the writing, Kirk, as well. I think there is a difference in the two characters between the game Ellie but I think Ellie is a hard character to embody. I think, as I said previously, like Joel is almost easier to I think put in an actor doing.
I
think Ellie's quite tough, isn't it? Quite tough to do. But it's a different Ellie in my mind.
I'll watch episode 5, Donnie, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. Definitely, if that's what you actually think.
Apology.
I'm not giving the apology.
You will apologise.
Sure.
You
okay.
will.
We'll see. But at the moment, that show just isn't clicking for me the way that I wanted to. No, and clicker, no pun intended there. Hey. But I will watch it because I want to see what I want to see how they play out the rest of the story. And obviously, just playing the game, it's one of those things where I'm fascinated to see where it goes. The same way as someone that reads a book and then it's made into a film, they want to see how they do it justice in the film, don't they? So I'll see how it goes, and obviously give final reviews once the whole thing's been done and dusted, and we'll go from there. But
lovely,
yeah. So
that's good stuff. Well, we'll probably update every week with every episode we watch. Now let's move on to the big one, because Hogwarts Legacy came out, didn't it?
Woo!
And yeah, Donnie and I have been playing it. That's one of the reasons why we wanted you on, Donnie, because it's a big old game. This has
been popping off everywhere online that I've been seeing it, and not for negativity reasons. Yeah, it's been good doing the rounds in a good way.
Yes.
So
yeah, take us away.
Hogwarts Legacy, Ben. Kirk, you're right. The backlash of this game. Listen, we probably shouldn't get into it. We could be here all night. But no. But like obviously, like we kind of mentioned at the top, the streaming numbers and everything have been just off the scale for this game, which is great to see. And I don't know about you, Ben. I was kind of all in on this game basically as soon as we saw the first footage.
Yep.
Because kind of what I liked and appreciated was they basically showed everything. Like, they didn't hold back. They kind of went, look, this is the game. This is everything you can do. And I was like, holy shit, like, there's a lot in this game. This is not like the Harry Potters of old. This is like a proper fucking game they've made here. And I really appreciate that. And I'm not a Harry Potter fan. God, I've read the first 2 books in school. Probably should have kept those first editions.
Oh.
I've begrudgingly seen films with, kids and whatever else, But I am in no way, cannot stand the whole Harry Potter thing. And I am so in this game. It's unbelievable.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. I am hooked.
I love this game as well. I love it. Yep.
Even like straight from the beginning, okay, you go and you create a character. That's nothing new. It was very, very well done. And I know it doesn't mean much to us, I suppose, but like I noticed like even like the black community were really positive, going, we've been represented really well. So they've gone like to a lot of detail, and I appreciated that as well. That they appreciated it was great. But when I don't know about you, but see when you can start this game, you create your character, blah, you get in, right? Okay, you're introduced to a few things. See the minute that you see the Hogwarts school from that, I was like, I actually went, holy shit, out loud.
Yeah.
I was like, that is fucking beautiful.
Yep.
I thought, wow, I cannot believe this is the company that made Cars 3.
Yeah, Donnie, my immediate thing, you immediately think this is a AAA game. And not only is it a AAA game, it is polished.
Yes.
The cutscenes draw you in straight away.
Yep.
It feels and looks fantastic, even before Hogwarts. Like, it draws you in. Like, something unexpected happens straight away, and you're like, fuck, we're in this. Like, and it just feels... And I am a Harry Potter fan. I am a very... And so for me, I'm already bought in because of the Harry Potter stuff, and it captures it, it embodies it. It just feels magical from the outset. It's brilliant. Sets the tone fantastically.
Yeah, I agree totally on the cutscenes when you're with Professor Frigg at the start, and
sorry,
the animations.
Frigg.
Sorry, was
that's the name. Yeah,
Frigg.
Yeah, Professor Frigg. Yeah, Frigg.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna leave that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just the conversation, everything flowed and looked so good. And, obviously 2 weeks ago we spoke about Forspoken and how tragic the animations are and that. It was like, wow, this is how a AAA game should look.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I don't know. For me, it was like, when you played Stick of Truth for the first time? Anybody South Park Stick of Truth?
Yeah.
It, like, when I played that for the first time, it's like, whoa, this feels like you're in an episode, and it embodied the source material so well. I got the same feeling with this when it was like, shit, yes, I'm in it. This is brilliant. It just sets expectations so high as soon as you go in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously you go in as soon as you go into Hogwarts. Like, this is where the whole thing just pops.
It's huge as well.
It's literally a fucking maze. I turned off the tracking in the minimap.
God, that's hardcore.
And then got lost 8 times and put it straight back on.
That is hardcore. Yeah, like
it's so big.
It's vast.
There's
attention to detail is
corridors.
Amazing. Yeah.
There's stairs that disappear and reappear. And it's just like, I got lost. So I had to put it back on, which is a shame. But yeah, I stuck it back on. But even just the little details, like all the decoration is spectacular, and it feels so real. And even like walking down the corridors, like the picture frames are coming alive, and you go. I don't know if you've been. There's one corridor where there's like 6 of them in the picture frames, and they're singing. They're doing like a little Irish jig.
Right. Okay.
And then there's like instruments that are like moving themselves, and it's like, it's fucking great. I just stood there and like listened for like 2 minutes. It was great.
Yeah, fantastic.
So yeah, sometimes we've often said this, I'm sure, about video games, and obviously Kirk, you're playing Last of Us, and that's probably pertinent as well. But there's times where video games, they just feel real, and it's like sometimes you have to think, this is actually a fucking game that lots of people have made here. And around sort of Hogwarts, it really does feel like, fuck, this could be a movie. And like, my missus, like my flatmate Kirk, she wanted to see it, like, yeah, and she was like, even she was impressed. I mean, she got no interest in video games, but even she's like, wow, she goes, God, that looks really real, and you can see that that's Hogwarts. I was like, yeah, I know, yeah, so even the approval from her.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, you've heard some people come out, and people who are almost against the game, people have had a go at the graphics and had a go at how it looks and said, oh, it's like 2 generations ago, the graphics. What are you talking about? Are you shutting your eyes when you're looking at this? Like, this is a very good looking game. A very good looking game.
How about the story? Does it keep you? Is it worth continue going?
The story's the first 6 hours or so, it definitely eases you in, and it's more story focused. So it doesn't the gameplay kind of it's introducing a lot of new things. How you attend classes, how you get new spells, your gear, stuff like that. Like it's easing you in. As soon as it takes the training wheels off, it really opens up. It's got like an Ubisoft kind of feel to the map where there's loads of stuff going on. It's got an open world. It's got the town next to it. It's got Hogsmeade. But it doesn't feel like the fatigue that you get with an Ubisoft game. Right. You can just go off into the wilderness and just go from marker to marker to marker and all that kind of stuff. And it's fantastic. And I've heard on another podcast, they likened it to a mix between Bully and The Witcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, that that is a comparison which is, they're two top quality games. You've got the bully stuff where you're almost interacting with people around the school and building up relationships, that type, different quests and things like that. And then the Witcher stuff, which is these quests can just take you on these weird turns and stuff. It's not bringing anything new to the table in terms of its quest design and things like that. But it just makes you feel a bit more immersed. And once you get to probably the 6-hour mark, as I said, those training wheels really come off, and then you can go anywhere, you can do anything. And I found myself playing this game, I don't know about you, Donnie, but I found myself like, if I have an hour to play this game, it's just not enough. I just don't get anything done. I just I'm off there, and you just go from thing to thing to thing to thing, and you're planning which quests you're going to do. You've got so many side quests and stuff opened up. It's just the variety of what you can do and what you feel like you should be doing, and I don't want to do a main quest thing. I know you said to me that you've just like gone off and just done loads of icons on the map.
Yeah, because you're right. It is similar to the Ubisoft thing. There's loads of icons, but it's not. Do you know what? It's not too much. It's not like fucking Odyssey. But I just enjoy. But once you get your broomstick, like the maneuvering the broomstick is brilliant, and they've done it really, really well, and it's really simple. But once you get that, you just want to just fly around.
Yeah,
like it's so fucking cool, just flying around in a fucking broomstick,
and the constant dopamine hit of like every little thing you do giving you XP, and the XP seems meaningful every time you get like 80 XP, 100 XP, whatever, and you get XP from fighting people, but also quests and side quests and stuff, and it meaningfully goes up, and your levels increase. And once you get to the point where they add talents, where basically it's just upgrade stuff. I've never been in a game, I don't know about you, I've never had a game before where I want all of those talents. Now you can't get all of them, they're limited in the game.
Yeah,
how many points you get to spend.
Yes.
But I'm looking through them. When you first get them, you had like 6 to spend straight away, or 8 or something. And you're looking through and you're like, I want all of these. These are all for you, whether it's upgrading your spells, whether it's upgrading your dark art stuff, or giving you some stealth things, or giving you abilities to have more than just the 4 spells, up to 16 spells available at your fingertips and all this kind of stuff. Like, everything is quite meaningful. And that's even before getting to the stage where you can get traits on your clothes, and they've got a whole transmog system and all that, so you can look the way you want to look at all times.
Yeah, I actually really appreciated the transmog, the fact that you can do it straight away.
Love it.
On our Discord, 4 of the guys didn't know they could do that. I'm like, fucking hell. You can do it straight away, and they were impressed.
It's actually quite hard to because I knew it was a thing, because you're earning these like little cosmetic things as you go across, go through, and I was like, how am I supposed to equip that? I had to like look it up online. I was like, oh right, that's so simple. I just go to the art and press X. But you
peasy.
You don't realize it until it's kind of put in front of you, and you're like, oh, that is a really nice system, because now I get a better gear option, and I don't have to look like someone really strange. I can look like the character I want to be. There are so many systems behind this game as well. Impressed by the traits. So when you go around the world, it's meaningful when you go and do bandit camps and stuff like that, because you earn these things which then have traits which you can then equip to different pieces of gear later, and they're really important traits, like upgrading the damage that you do with every spell and stuff like that. Like it's
well,
meaningful.
I've gotten to the point now where I've actually unlocked that ability to add that to my equipment.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah,
I am there. You see, so kind of spoiler alert. When you to be fair, it's not a spoiler because they showed it in the preview video I spoke about. But you basically unlock your own private room. And in this room, you can grow plants, and obviously for making various spells, you can grow potions and that in it. You can then open up into a little conservatory area where you can basically kidnap animals and breed animals as well. There's honestly, guys, there's so much to this game, and I've also now unlocked the loom, so I can now add traits. But you're right, you need to unlock the traits by doing challenges. So there's reward for doing that.
It's reward for doing everything.
Yes. Nothing in the game feels like it's filler. Nothing feels like another thing to do. There's always a purpose, but the things to do are quite meaningful in themselves. Like for instance, like making health potions, you have to go and literally get the ingredients, farm the ingredient, buy the ingredient, do something to then go and make health potions. Now, when you go to your thing to make health potions,
I appreciate it. You don't, and some people might find this annoying, but you don't just go, oh, I've got these ingredients, I want to make 6 potions, and you go, click, click, done. You have to actually click, and then you have to wait 30 seconds whilst it does it. Like when you're growing the seeds for your health potions or whatever, for the leaves that are necessary, you have to wait 10 minutes for it to do it. Like it's all like a farming thing and everything.
Yes.
I just I like it. I know it's a time sink. But it's great. It's cool.
And I've decorated all my room. I've got like a gothic theme, and the lights are down low. You can change the lighting and stuff. And honestly, I love that shit, man.
What do you think about the combat? Talk about the combat.
I think it's really, really good, because what I appreciate is the fact that, like, if you go to an enemy, you mentioned a bandit camp, in order to prevent you from just spamming the same good spells, you could say, enemies will have like different shields, and there's like 3 colours of shields, and in order to break that shield, you need to do a certain spell of what that colour corresponds to. So it means you need to keep playing around with it and having variation in your combat, similar to Forspoken, actually, same idea. Certain enemies or enemy of the same type aren't always weak to the same thing based on that shield. So I really enjoy that. And then, like you said, the traits, I've put a lot of my traits into improving my like really aggressive spells, i.e. the dark magic stuff. So they're more powerful now, so I'm getting benefits from that and stuff. So yeah, I think the combat's really, really fucking good.
I also think the combat at the start, I was like, I thought the combat was quite hard at the first, because if you get hit like 3 times, you're basically one shot. Like, you can't get hit like very often. Getting hit is a bad thing. So you're constantly dodging, you're weaving, you're attacking different enemies that some have the shields, like you say, not all of them, but you can chain your different spells whilst you're waiting for cooldowns. The actual honing in on enemies with your wand is very responsive, and it goes a hell of a distance, which is brilliant. You're not limited to like 10 meters or something. You can really go a distance. I appreciate what it's doing. You can have such spell variety. I think we're all trying to get the unforgivable curses at some point, like that, because they are the big like one hit kill ones or what have you. But it's I think it's for that purpose, it's doing a really, really good job. I think that there are a couple of things which I would pick on as small nitpicks.
I was going to say, what don't you like about the game?
So it's not that I don't like it, but what I would say is the whole one choice thing, it's just cosmetic and it makes you feel like you're doing something purposeful. But as far as I'm aware, there's nothing to it. Like, you could have any wand and choose anything. It doesn't matter. I would like a permanent stat boost based on like whether you choose a particular core for your wand or a particular length or wood or something like that. I would like some stat boosts, just making it a little bit more permanently meaningful. It doesn't do that. Broom choices as well, they are cosmetic. You buy a broom and you get a choice of which you could buy and stuff. It seems cosmetic as well. And the biggest thing for me is that this game seems like it was originally built with a morality system in mind. Like for instance, when you finish a quest, when you finish a quest, you have a choice. So let's say you've gone and you've retrieved something for someone, and you go back, or you've done a particular task for somebody, or you give them something. You can just give it to them, or you can say, pay me for that, or I'm going to keep your thing, or something like that.
Right, okay.
And
like Fallout 4 does, doesn't it? Like, give me more money, sort of.
But it's like and I would have thought a morality system which then boosts your dark arts or boosts whatever would have been quite interesting. And it looks like they were doing that, but they probably just sacked it off.
Yeah, wonder why that was in the end.
Probably too complicated to add it in. That can't be easy, particularly if they're going to put consequence in that, innit?
And a lot of people are going to want to use that. It would lock you out of using like Avada Kedavra, and is that what it's called? Like the bad spells, the unforgivable ones. It would lock you out because you'd feel like that. So I can understand what they're doing. And actually, if you look at it, it's a murderous game.
Yes.
You are fucking murdering people left, right, and centre. And it doesn't.
Nathan Drake all over again.
Exactly. And I Donnie, I thought that to myself. I was like, why do I have a problem with Nathan Drake but not with this? Yeah, so there are a couple of things like that, but overall, the feel for the game, like for me, I said this to Eddie earlier today, it's the best experience, the most excited I've been to play a game since Elden Ring.
That's big statement, that is.
That's a big statement.
And to a Harry Potter fan like myself, this is a 9 to 10 out of 10. Like this is everything that I would have wanted, and I absolutely love it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Even to me, that's not a Harry Potter fan, it's up there anyway. Even my sort of early 20 hours in. So, yes.
Yeah.
The only kind of criticism, and it's more of a nitpick, is just that there's not a lot of enemy types. There's very, very few, and although there's multiple different variations of said enemies, which you always get in games, obviously, there's just not a lot of variation, and it does get a bit repetitive. And I just want to say, fuck those spiders, man. Just fuck them. Yeah. Fuck those spiders. I don't like spiders. Fuck them. In this game,
I'm not a fan of spiders either, mate. Don't worry.
I've heard that criticism. I haven't really noticed that, but I do understand that. I've heard the criticisms that I said as well. I've heard them on other podcasts as well. Yeah. So
but it's minor stuff.
They are minor because you forgive it. For what is
the big yeah, well, absolutely. Because of everything else you're getting in this game, you have to forgive it.
The scope is insane, and the story's holding me as well. And I would say that the first 6 or so hours, I don't even think they're representative of the game, because as soon as it opens up, it's like
but once you get to Hogsmeade, the little towns, there's a town called Hogsmeade, and do you know what? It's it feels so charming and authentic. Yeah. It's just, especially at night time, it just pops. It's lovely, and just walking around that town, it just feels so homely. They've done such a great job, I have to say.
Yeah, completely agree.
Would you? Okay, so let's just break it down into a final kind of roundup kind of thing. You obviously said it's a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 for a Harry Potter fan. What about someone that doesn't give a shit about Harry Potter? And
so that's me then. So yeah, and it's easily a 9. It would be a 10, but it's definitely a 9. So I think the current Metacritic scores are about 85, 86. That's probably It shouldn't be any lower than that. That's pretty representative of this game.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and for me as well, I'm playing it in the high frame rate mode, so it's getting a pretty solid 90 frames.
Because they have a high frame, not just performance. They have a performance plus mode.
Yeah, so I'm getting 90 frames per second on my TV. It's fucking
do you
great.
need is it not a game that looks great at 60 if it's capped at 60?
Looks amazing at 60.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
It looks great, but if you give me more frame rates, I'll take them, mate, all day long.
Yeah.
Especially a game that's got heavy combat, and on that broomstick when you're moving around a lot, I always take the higher frame rates.
I love the option, because most games don't even give you that option.
Yeah, so give you that, true.
Starfield. That's brilliant. So yeah, I'm all in on this. I'll be playing. It's the only thing I really care about at the moment.
Same, yeah.
Big fans.
Yeah, platinum or bust, man. Definitely on this one.
Nice.
Yeah. Great game.
There you go.
So yeah, probably got about 30 hours. I think about 50 hours.
No wonder you ain't got no time to play a PSVR 2.
I know. Man. 5 days to cancel. 5 days to cancel.
You've got to get it done before that. You've got to get it done.
I got an email from PlayStation that they'll take the money on Friday, so I've got till then.
You know what you're going to do? You're going to conveniently forget to cancel.
Yeah, that's probably what I do.
Oh, yeah, nice. Totally.
Yeah, the roommate won't have to worry about that then. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Damn, I was going to. Honestly.
Oh, so close.
So close. I was going
to.
Right, better play lots of games.
Shall we move on to the feature? Do it old Pete. Now it's time for the feature.
Let's do it. I think Pete would be furious that we've taken so long to get to the feature.
Oh, Ben, on top of this, Jack came round to drop off my coat, and he said, Warzone's now. And yeah, maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Ooh, later than that.
My phone's on airplane mode, so I bet he has been contacting us.
Yep. No chance, buddy.
He has not been contacting the group chat, by the way.
Oh, he's not been.
Has
he not been?
No.
Okay, fine.
Why is Kirk allowed to have his phone on non-airplane mode, but I have to have
because I think Kirk's doesn't interfere with the quality of the recording, whereas yours and Pete's, your microphones don't cope well with mobile signals going through.
That's right.
And Kirk gets some signed stuff from Neil Druckmann.
Kirk is our prized.
I've never had more importance
co-host,
in my life than right now.
Kirk is not prized in any way. What the hell are you talking about?
Anyway,
if there was anything, if you could describe Kirk in a way, I would say not prized.
Prized.
Thank you, Ben. Fuck you, Eddie. You little hairdresser's car. Right.
Let's move on to the feature.
By the way, sorry, before we move on, sorry. I've wrote a note here and I forgot to say it. Wild Hearts, when we spoke about that before. Wild Arms, sorry. There's a 10-hour demo just went live tonight. I forgot to say that.
Oh, really? That's the Monster Hunter game, yeah? A 10-hour?
10-hour demo, yeah.
Oh, shit, that's a long time.
That is a very long time.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 10. I'm just fact check myself.
No, you've said 10.
That's the Grumpy Gamer exclusive. Grumpy Gamer exclusive.
You heard it here first. Exclusive, yeah.
Demo.
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
That's about as long as I've
Right,
been.
until informed otherwise, it's 10 hours. But the feature this week is, going over the Nintendo Direct from last week. So, it was 43 minutes long, so there was a shit ton in it. So we're not going to go through everything because most of it was shite.
Yes.
But let's focus on the main events. Opened up with Pikmin 4, which has got a release date of the 21st of July. Anybody interested in Pikmin? Anybody played it? I assume Kirk and Eddie have not played Pikmin.
No,
before.
I never played it personally, but I'm glad it's still a franchise that's running.
It looks like Pikmin.
Yeah,
doesn't
it looks like Pikmin. different, what is it? Like different elemental Pikmin this time is around as well, isn't it? Like ice Pikmin.
Yeah, I saw some ice Pikmin and such.
Would it be?
I have it on my fantasy draft, so I hope it does very well.
I think it will do well, but it looks like, to me, it looks like a game that has been done for a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, opened up with Pikmin 4. We got a load of DLC stuff. So we got Splatoon 3 DLC mentions, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC, Fire Emblem Engage, Mario Kart, Dead Cells, all DLC stuff. The one thing that I'd say about that is the Splatoon 3 DLC that they advertised, I thought they did a terrible job. I don't think they really said at all what was in that DLC, apart from the fact that there's a new kind of town from the first Splatoon where you can walk around, but okay, who cares? I think there's some campaign stuff. But I don't know. I couldn't really get excited over that at all. But there's DLCs for. Donnie's corrected my spelling there. That's very nice. And then we had Samba de Amigo. I put this down as one of the key ones because this is a cult game. So it's coming out in summer 2023. I used to have it on Dreamcast. I even had the maracas back in the day. They would have been worth a fortune.
Wow.
They would have been worth a fucking fortune now.
Why?
Why not, Eddie?
We are very different people.
Well, yeah, I know the Dreamcast, but
Frighteningly different.
That's so worrying.
loved it. Absolutely loved it. A cult game. I think this will do well. Because it's cult franchise. But anyway, we'll move on. Deca Police. Did anybody like the look of this? It's coming out 2023. Open world, futuristic RPG detective
This looked
game.
very odd.
It looked quite charming, I thought, as well, but...
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to make of this one, personally.
Nor was I, but there was something about
and it was the narrator as well, because it was the guy that was basically doing the whole voiceover for the whole show, right? And like it was like the bit at the beginning was like such and such dies and la 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 la, and then like just casually moves into this like explaining what the game is about, and I was like, Nintendo's like directs have always been very odd with how they kind of present themselves.
Yeah, they are odd. But I think they're relying on people to just go like, "Ooh, this looks cool."
Yeah, maybe.
They throw a lot of shit at the wall, don't they?
Yeah.
There was like some fashion game and all that kind of stuff shown.
Yeah.
There's a fashion. There's so much.
The fashion influencer one.
And that frame rate was disgusting. I know I say that a lot of games at these directs, but if you're going to show a game at a direct, please just run it on a computer or something. Like,
what, you lie to the people.
Be dishonest.
Just be dishonest. I mean, because you can. Surely you can.
That worked out well for Sony and Microsoft, didn't it, in the past?
Yeah, but they still sell the games. We're finally getting Advance Wars I made a lot of spelling mistakes in this part of the doc. We're finally getting Advance Wars 1 and 2 reboot camp. So that was delayed because of obviously worldly events with the war in Ukraine, etc. But it's coming out on the 21st of April. Donnie, are you interested in that one at all? No? Did you ever play it back in the day?
No, I never.
I'm quite interested. I think this will do well as well. I think this will do decent numbers. But yeah, okay, fair enough. Probably moving on to 2 more games that you might be more interested in.
Yes.
Octopath Traveler 2, 24th of February, so very soon. Also on other platforms, but a demo is out now. And secondly, Sea of Stars, getting a demo, release date 29th of August. You interested in both of those games?
Both for me, yep. Octopath is also on my fantasy as well. But again, they'll just be added to the ever-growing Dawn Age JRPG list. Mind you, August. Well, think about it. Oh, well, yeah, it all depends on Starfield and things. Well, yeah.
It does. That does depend on Starfield. But Sea of Stars looks quite good though.
That's the
third time. But the priority would definitely be Octopath out of the two of them.
That's the third time now.
Yeah,
that
I know.
Mentioned, your fantasy draft. So.
What was that, mate? Sorry.
That's the third time you've mentioned your fantasy draft. Just
he's all in.
Yeah,
he's all in
here
on
promoting that.
Yeah,
Is that what you're here for? I'm not sure, mate.
Octopath Traveler 2 continues to look good, doesn't it?
It just looks beautiful, and I'm looking forward to actually playing it on. I played number 1 on Switch, because these sort of type of games they always feel like a Switch game to me.
I played one on Switch as well.
Yeah, I kind of want to play it on PS5, to be honest with you.
Do you? Like, I don't feel it as a PS5, but I suppose you play a lot of these types of JRPGs and you play them on console, right?
Yes. Well, it's mostly always been Switch. I just feel as though these kind of 16 and 32-bit games, and they always kind of feel better on a handheld, but yeah, don't know.
Is that a day one purchase for you?
No, because there's too much to play.
Too much to play. Yeah.
So there's no point in me buying that today and shelving it for 4 months.
Yeah. That FOMO will come and get you.
I'm a big fan of doing that.
That FOMO will come and get you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, FOMO. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of being involved in the conversation, playing something for a couple of hours, and then going, I'll come back to this.
Yeah, whereas I don't. If I start something, I want to finish it unless I don't like it.
Yeah, I never come back. That's a shame. But we did have, I think, the 3 biggest announcements in this. First one was Metroid Prime Remastered. So the original Metroid Prime that was on the GameCube was shadow dropped. It's out right now.
Shadow drop.
Love a shadow drop. It's remastered, and Nintendo. I've bought this, and I've played up to I've done the first boss and stuff like this really early on, so I've only done 20-25 minutes. But I wanted to see how it looked. It looks fucking wonderful. They have done a sterling job. I've watched so many reviews on this as well. People are just like flabbergasted. I mean, it's one of the best looking Switch games. It's 60 frames, and they've redone everything. They've not only upscaled everything, and it almost looks rebuilt.
I've seen comparison shots of this, and they like you said, it does look phenomenal. To be fair, especially running on the Switch, that's not any shade to the Switch at all. It's when it released on the GameCube. Like, it's obviously jaggy.
The Cube? Is that what we call it?
Yeah,
the Cube.
I didn't mean to say Cube. I fucked up. When it was released on the GameCube, it was jaggy in comparison to what they've done now. Everything's smooth. The textures are a lot better. The lighting is better. The shadowing, lighting, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, they've done. They've
even added in things. They've even added in like new textures and stuff.
Yeah.
And I played this on the Cube about 2 years ago. And it's fucking night and day. Not only that, they have added in proper controls, so it's proper modern day controls, dual stick movement, and it pisses all over GoldenEye. But it's just
that wouldn't be hard though.
But it's just they've done such a good fucking job. I just taken aback with it. I can't wait to play more of it. I was umming and ahhing about whether to buy it because the physical version comes out on, well, it said the 22nd of February on the Direct, but I'm pretty sure it's the 3rd or 5th of March in this country.
Yeah,
so
it is then, yeah.
I can't wait that long. So I got it digitally. It's £35. You can find it for £30 physically when it comes out. But yeah, crikey, did not expect that. Now that also sets up wonderfully for Metroid Prime 4 coming out to be announced at some point. I wouldn't be surprised
if we didn't see
Metroid Prime. Yeah, being re-revealed and getting a nice late year release.
Hey, Kirk.
Yo.
Number 4 is also on my fantasy draft.
For fuck's sake. This is like Eddie. This is like me saying about I've got a PS5,
but PlayStation 5. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Donnie, do you think this could come out this year?
I don't. See, what happened was I saw a little rumor about Metroid. I thought, so I snuck in and stole Metroid 4. Unbeknown to me, the rumor was the remake of Prime, so I kind of ballsed up there and chose the wrong game.
Right.
So I don't think we see.
Thing is, they could announce it near the end of the year for a 2024 release. In all fairness,
yeah,
I think that's probably the realistic thing that's going to happen.
I think we'll hear about it this year because I think. It seems like, and the rumours are that this has been completed for a while and they were just waiting. And we all know that Metroid Prime 4 was started. It was then
Scrapped.
They did that little 5-minute direct and said, sorry, we're restarting it because it's crap. And it's been years since we've heard anything since. So
I just feel as though 4 is going to be a launch game for the follow-up Switch.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be a good
amazing.
thing to do, yeah.
That would be so good.
A proper first party IP that like has a legacy on a new console. That would be brilliant.
Actually, I hope you're right. Maybe they do a March release next year of the new console with Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, I don't see them launching that game at the tail end of the year with a new Switch potentially out at some point at the start of next year. I don't see it.
If they had a new Switch coming next year with a new Mario Odyssey game and Metroid Prime 4 as launch titles, imagine that. That'd be insane. But talking about their big IPs, they also showed more of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, didn't they? 12th of May that one comes out, remember? And they actually showed more gameplay. Looks very similar to the previous Breath of the Wild, which is no bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually got me hyped because even though Breath of the Wild was one of my favourite games on the Switch and it really got me into the Switch as a console, I absolutely loved playing that handheld. I haven't been that hyped for the new one, but this did actually do something. I thought it was a bloody brilliant trailer. Any thoughts?
I
thought it was more of it does. To be fair, it does look good. It does.
Are you not pumped? Are you not pumped?
Confession time. I didn't finish Breath of the Wild.
Ouch.
I was not for any criticism. It's just too many things. When I was playing it, I think I was at some point post lockdown. Too many things started coming out, and I started getting a little bit frustrated with the weapon breaking down. I'm the sort of person, if I get a weapon that I like to stick with it.
Just get that Master Sword, baby.
Yeah, the Master Sword, yeah. I was getting a bit frustrated with it, but I didn't drop it for any reason. Just other things came out, and I just never went back to it.
The
like
thing
you were
with
saying,
me,
going back, it was just that.
I played it, in that March of 2017 when it came out. This was like the only game on the Switch, so it was kind of like I was a captive audience.
Yeah.
I got the Switch for this is the game,
right?
Yeah, so maybe I have fonder memories because of that, because it was all I was playing.
Of course, yeah.
I can't believe it's taken that long for a sequel to come out. For a Switch,
actually, you're right.
For a Switch style game like this, again, no shade to the Switch, but it can't be hard to develop for in that.
There's a lot of shade. You're throwing a lot of shade. You can't just say no shade.
There's a lot of shade there.
But it can't be hard to develop for. I mean, let's be honest. Game Freak can fucking bring out a game every fucking 12 months. Like, what's...
I mean, look at the fucking state of them, though. That's fucking
I know. But that's every 12. That's every 12 months. If the fucking Zelda developers takes 5-6 years to bring out a sequel, come on.
Well, who knows? This could be... Let's see how it goes.
In all honesty, I hope this isn't one of those ones that's really long in a tooth at this point. Because if it is just very much Breath of the Wild, I don't know if that's going to sit well with a lot of people.
Yeah, I hope they got rid of the weapon break thing. Like you say, Donnie. I hope they do.
Would they change that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's one of the things people don't like about it. So, yeah. Maybe. And the last big announcement, and this is a struggle for me, but Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games have been added to Nintendo Switch Online. There was a lot of, I think there are mixed feelings about this, because I still think the Nintendo Switch Online is not great value for money. I also think a lot of the games that they add are shit, and when I hear Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games added, the first Game Boy game that I want to be added and is Pokemon.
Thank you.
But just Pokemon Blue, Red, Yellow, Green, whatever.
Are they added?
Why? No, Pokemon trading card game is yeah. Why aren't you putting that on? That is huge. Then that is huge. People want to play the original.
So they haven't added the original, the OG Pokemon games.
No Pokemon.
Brilliant. So you can go to CEX and you can buy them for 120, 150 pounds, but they won't put them on their fucking service. Brilliant, fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, that you can't, and the trading card game is getting added in the future. It's not even there right now. Like I really struggle with them, because on the Wii there was, and on the Wii U, what have you, there was like the store, wasn't there? With all, you get all like backlogs of loads and loads and loads of games. Maybe not Pokemon, but loads and loads and loads of games. Like you could get Metroid Prime Trilogy on there and things like that. But
mate, that would be an instant
just not
win.
Doing
that would be
right.
an instant win. I mean, in all honesty, I would I say in all honesty, I would be very tempted to fucking buy a Switch if I could play Pokemon again.
Actually,
like honestly,
it's crazy. It's a crazy. It's potential system clincher, isn't it? It's not a seller, but it's a clincher.
Yeah. It's one of those. I fucking love Pokemon, like the original games.
And they own a third of that fucking company. That's mad. Isn't that no brainer?
The only thing I can see it being so, and obviously they did Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee, didn't they? Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Pokemon I know they were kind of like rehashes, reboots of the original Pokemon games, but they weren't. Yeah, they weren't like for like, though, were they? Right?
No,
I wonder if part of this is due to the roadmap having proper remakes done, like in the same style. So there was
I can't see it, Kirk, because of the Let's Go stuff.
But people would fucking love it. How many? They've already done a couple of top-down games where they were just like 3D'd, but not like. I
know, like Diamond and Pearl and stuff like that.
Just do that with Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow. Like people would go fucking nuts, and it wouldn't surprise me if that is what is going to happen.
I think they've missed a trick. I don't think they'll do that purely because of Let's Go, because they've already got a version on the Switch. And maybe that's why they didn't put that. But I think you're back, isn't that just a no-brainer? You own a third of the company.
Absolutely.
Like, if people get that, people would be wanting to play that, and then that would get them back in it, and then they might buy the new one.
Buy the other one. Buy new Pokemon games. Get your other fucking first-party IPs that you're selling 50, 60 quid because you never put a sale on.
Yeah. The biggest trick has been missed, and I'm just not interested. You got Tetris
Nintendo
on there.
Are a weird company, Ben. We know this.
Weird. You got Tetris on there, but there's Tetris 99, and you could buy pay the small amount, and then you can have single player Tetris on that stuff. It's just better. Why would you bother? I don't know. I just think they're so out of touch with this stuff.
I don't know, man.
Out of touch. But anyway, we all watched the Direct. How would you rate this Direct?
I thought it was very good overall.
Yeah,
I give it a 6 out of 10 if I was rating it, because it had some big hitters with Metroid Prime. Yeah. Obviously, we actually got more detail, like new stuff with Zelda, and for some people, the Game Boy stuff is going to be fantastic. For me personally, the other stuff wasn't of interest. It's just because it's just not for me. But you know.
Eddie, you watch it. You like them, don't you? Usually?
I do. Yeah, I hate Nintendo. I hate the Switch, and I hate all Switch games.
You want the Switch? You're so contradictory.
He just said, I would be buying a Switch if Pokemon was on it. Yep. Would fucking love it.
I would, but because I don't own one right now, Kirk, I fucking hate it. If I bought one tomorrow, my opinion would flip in a heartbeat.
Instant 180. I
love Nintendo. I love Switch, and I love the games. No, you know how much hatred I have for Nintendo, but I love these. I think they're so well done. I think, don't get me wrong, it started off really badly, starting on that shitty game, and that went on for what felt like eternity. But then
Pikmin 4 did, yeah.
then they do what they always do. They're efficient. They're to the point. They don't ramble on, and then they even have those quick bits where they show you loads in the space of a minute. Yeah, I just think these are all very well done. They keep my attention so much better. It's crazy that these directs keep my attention more than PlayStation and Xbox showcases, even though I love those games. And it just hats off to them. Yeah, really, I really enjoyed it. I think there are a couple of games in there at most that I like the look of, and there's a few that I went, oh, I'd love to play that, but it's not about that. It's about the presentation. I think they did really well again.
Yeah, I went in with zero expectation on this. One of the first directs where, because I haven't played my Switch much at all. I played Pokemon last year, but I haven't played my Switch much for ages. Like, it's just not. I play my Steam Deck more. I play Xbox, PlayStation like all the time, but Switch has just been kind of like sitting there for quite a while and had no expectation. That's probably the best way to go into it because I'm usually just fucking furious after them. And I thought this was okay. You know, Metro Prime Remaster was a huge thing for me. I've gone out and bought it. And I like that it G'd me up for Zelda a bit more. But they have so much shit in these, don't they?
Yeah. That so influencer one I thought was quite unforgivable. You know, like where if you like their outfit, you can.
It just looks so predatory as well, man. Isn't it? It's a pedo's fucking dream, that game.
Whoa, okay.
Honestly. You're the one earlier that said you went to cinema with children. I didn't.
Shall we close?
Anyone who you can like what you like. Anyone listening, you can like what you like.
He does not resemble the.
But if you want to,
this does not represent the opinion of Grumpy Gamers.
Our guest does not speak on behalf of us.
No. Does he fuck?
Disclaimer at the end of the episode.
One thing I did think when I was watching this, though, is Nintendo hasn't got a lot this year, is it?
No.
I thought there was quite a lot there.
Did you?
Yeah, because there's a lot of them are DLCs as well. By the way, we never mentioned, but I thought the Dead Cells Castlevania looks fucking brilliant.
Yeah, if you like Dead Cells, then yeah, great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think there's plenty there. There's not a lot of first party stuff, Octopath Traveler and things like that. But what is there? It's just whether people will buy it on the Switch. That's the thing.
I agree. Like, the first party stuff is what I'm looking at because that's a great point. Like,
I get that.
Are they going to buy Octopath Traveler on the Switch? Yeah, like, there are other platforms now. I just do think after Zelda, after Pikmin, they've got Kirby game coming out, but I don't care about that.
I'll tell you what, boys. Nintendo might not have a lot, but our listeners definitely have a lot of content to listen to this week. Well, they've had a lot to listen to.
He is going to be
Kirk wants to wrap up.
Come on.
Kirk's got his Valentine's
Tell
Day
me about
he
it.
needs to attend to.
Ben, I've put on the edit dog. Emma thought we were finished as she came and started talking to me because she's like, it's fucking 10 o'clock at night.
Come on.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep that in, Eddie, because I'm not going to edit that
out. Don't do that.
Right. Okay, well, let's wrap this one up then. Donnie, thank you very much for being on and talking Hogwarts and everything.
Not appreciative of you shouting out pedo on the pod there, but you know.
We're a family podcast.
Come on.
Really?
No.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, for the most part, in and out of all the swearing. But do you want to plug Pure Dead Gaming and
maybe a fantasy draft
yourself?
Again, you know.
The fantasy draft, yes, which we play for fun. Yeah, you can get me on Twitter at Donnie's Tweets, and you can catch me on Pure Dead Gaming Afterlife Podcast.
Cool, lovely. And our socials, if you want to email us, podcast@grumpygamers.co.uk or tweet us at grumpygamerspod. YouTube channel, as always, Grumpy Gamers Podcast, and Twitch, Grumpy Gamers Podcast, all one word. But for this week, I think that is GG. It's been a long one.
GG.
No, hey. You stop trying to get in there for me, you fucking bastard.
Done it again, baby.